Lore dump.
Growl. Bang, 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 bang. Welcome to Lore Dump.
Pew, pew, pew.
Pew, 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 pew. The show where we take somebody who hasn't experienced a game or video game franchise and we walk them through the lore. I'm Chase. And I'm joined here by...
Oh, hey, Chase, I'm Neil.
And...
Monty.
You're so boring with
I don't have an intro. Sometimes I just want to do the episode.
Get better. Jesus. And we are back with more. What are we back with, Monty?
Yakuza 50.
Yakuza 50.
Yes.
Yakuza 5.
My favorite one.
Part 2.
Yeah. No, we're on episode 2 of Yakuza 5. Can one of you tell me kind of what we... Oh.
My hand's up.
Your hand is up. You have to say, sir.
Chase, I'm not giving you that satisfaction.
Call me sir.
Not on mic, anyway. So we were just talking, actually, in between spoilers. We recorded these on the same day.
A whole
behind the
weekend.
scenes, but,
a whole weekend has been dedicated to Yakuza 5.
We did a little chat about how the first part really does feel like a sort of contained mini Yakuza game. So essentially, we find out that Daigo Dojima has been in a new place, and he is trying to maintain an alliance between the Tojo and another family, but the guy who runs that other family is dying and hasn't named a successor, and there's going to be a war if they're not careful, but he's trying to bolster the Tojo position. We also find out that our boy, Kazuma Kiryu, has been in this city trying to earn an honest living to send money back to the orphanage. He's not been about that life, so he is posing as Suzuki, a taxi driver. I mean, he's not posing, he really is doing the job, and also cooking ramen. And wouldn't you know it, he gets dragged back into things, and Daigo is missing, but not really. He seems to have just taken himself out of the picture. He's hiding somewhere. We don't know where. And the big bad behind it all is the person with one of the two bodyguards.
What was the bodyguard's name again?
Morinaga.
Morinaga.
One clarification on that is Daigo is not trying to maintain the Omi alliance.
No.
He sees the writing on the wall for that, and he's trying to he's basically trying to get new alliances to kind of bolster strength in what he sees as an inevitable war. Or hoping that just having more men on his side will deter the war.
Kiryu had a mystery girlfriend that was coming over to stay around his little studio apartment a lot, and we found out that she was actually the daughter of the Madarami's daughter. Thank you, Monty. And she was put there to keep an eye on him, but she seems to have accidentally fallen in love with him, not knowing that he is a gay man. And the big sting at the end of part 1 is that Kiryu is speaking to our cop of this game, and the cop tells him, "You better."
There's always a cop of the game.
You better turn on the news, and he gets the news that Goro Majima is dead back home in Tokyo.
Gasp.
So
Not in Tokyo, in Sapporo.
In Sapporo, sorry.
Yes. Cool. So we're going to play somebody else now. Part 2. Who are we playing as?
Yeah. Well, part 2. Taiga Saejima.
Oh.
Our favorite boy!
Oh, no.
Woo!
Now, remind me, Chase, you said that Yakuza 5 is where we should start in understanding why people love Taiga Saejima, right?
Taiga's such a better character in 5.
Cool. Exciting.
I mean, I think that other than the specific scene, he was a fine character in 4. He was whatever. He was there. He's great in 5. I love it in 5. Also, purely because I don't know where else to put this, but I want to make a comment on it. It has nothing to do with Yakuza 5. So, but Taiga being our subject of today made me think of it. So in the time since we've recorded Yakuza 4, Yakuza 0 director's cut has come out for the Switch 2. And for the most part, it's whatever. But they added I think 16 minutes of new cutscenes.
No, that's a lot of story. Okay.
That's a lot. That's some other game's whole cutscenes library.
The bulk majority of them are nothing cutscenes, and they it's oh, this guy was here. It's like, whatever. Don't fucking add. Doesn't matter. There's like a whole scene at the end that's just at the end of the game that's Kiryu and Nishiki driving around in a car and just having a bro time, and they scream and it's whatever. The one that this has made me think of that I want to bring up is the one that is like god fucking awful, and it just ruined part of Yakuza 0. And that's that Majima's like in Kamurocho, and a guy comes up and remember what's her name's watch?
Yes.
That there's like the whole twist at the very end that he's repaired.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
It's a lovely twist. It's
There's a
one of
brand. Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Because we see it as a moment of Majima being very, romantic and stuff. There's a new cutscene where basically Rando comes up and goes, "Hey, so remember that car bomb? Yeah, Lee survived that. And also here's Makoto's watch. You should go fix that for her."
What?
And he goes, "I mean, I guess." And then you see Lee and he's just bandaged in a wheelchair.
Does Lee come back?
Nope. It's just the one cutscene to basically go, "Hey, car bomb didn't kill him."
Rubber car bomb.
Rubber car bomb.
What on earth?
That's all. I just wanted to bring it up to you because I thought you guys would both hate that. And
I do hate that.
Fucking stupid. And because Lee just feels
was-
like knockoff Saejima.
Yeah.
It made me think of it.
Lee was that was a real, we felt that one, if I remember right. That was a real gut punch, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was. And now he's not actually dead, so you don't have to feel gut punched because nobody dies in Yakuza.
Cool. Yeah, I thought you were going to tell me that my boy Kuze was back, but that's fine.
There is a little extra cutscene with Kuze right after his final battle that basically just makes it so you don't just beat him and walk off and he never shows up.
Pile of rubble in his hand just bursts out of it.
No, there's just it's immediately after. There's a small one where basically he just talks with Kiryu, and Kiryu shows him that they're on opposite sides, but he still respects him, and Kuze shows him respect.
Oh yeah.
And I think it's meant to kind of pose Kiryu as like, this is what Kiryu would have been if he stayed in the Yakuza. Like Kiryu would have probably eventually turned into a Kuze type.
Interesting.
But
I like that as a parallel. That's cool.
that was it's a nice little cutscene. Anyhow, back to Yakuza 5, Part 2, Taiga Saejima. Saejima and Majima sit together in an otherwise empty barbecue joint. Saejima shoving bowlful after bowlful of rice and meat into his mouth, while Majima moans that there must be a million barbecue joints better than this.
I like to think that the only reason this place is empty is because Saejima smells. So everyone just left.
What your last meal on the outside is in freaking Kamurocho? Our usual spot at that. Ain't a more pathetic sight. Majima is depressed, reminiscing on back when life felt worth living, not having the appetite to eat. Saejima pulls a burnt piece of tripe off the grill, giving it to him and telling him to eat up. "We aren't too dissimilar to that. You overcook any old meat. It'll get way too tough to eat. But not tripe. Getting burned just makes it better. Gotta burn it over and over till it's black as night. Brings out the flavor."
I really, really love that as a metaphor. That they're like overcooked Yakuzas. That's cool.
I think it's also tripe is usually like the garbage cut of meat.
Oh, is it?
So he's saying that,
A few layers.
yeah, he's saying like the garbage, the more it goes through shit, the better it gets. Majima puts the tripe in his mouth, shocked that the charred mess actually tastes great, before Saejima gives him another piece, which he instantly spits out because it's practically raw. Exactly. Few things worse than half-cooked tripe. They're Yakuza, worst cut of meat there is. Gotta keep getting burned and burned over and over again. Only then does it take on some meaning. Yakuza these days always forget that. Saejima in this game is so just, he's very philosophical. He feels like a fucking monk half the time. They continue to chat. Seems Saejima is going back behind bars. Another prison game, baby. He's going back behind bars to help the Tojo. Only a year or two this time, but he made a promise to Kiryu to help drag the Tojo from the gutters, so he's willing to do it. Because everybody will do things for Kiryu. And while he's gone, it's up to Majima to keep things running smooth. Give the young chef the ingredient he needs to make a delicious meal, The ones surrounding him now, all half-burnt trash.
So he was given his own family at the end of Yakuza 4. So he was given his own family, and then Kiryu and Daigo were like, "Here's your new family, bro. By the way, we need you to take the fall for this one."
I'll get to it in a second. Saejima is putting himself behind bars.
Huh, okay.
Basically to just, he's doing that thing where he's doing just to clear his record. It's also for like a fairly petty crime. So it's like, I punched a guy in the street kind of thing.
Yes, his favorite move.
Yeah, basically. Seems despite the Tojo being bigger and stronger than ever, the lack of a war means no one understands. Bunch of half-assed fakers. They're in it just for the money. They'll scatter the second the Omi strikes. So it's up to the old-timers to lead by examples. Show them what real strength is. The men enjoy their last meal together for a while, eat until they pop, then head out. They're coming to get Saejima tonight, so he wants to have one last stroll around town before then. They agree that when he's had his time, they'll meet at the batting center like they always do. He starts his tour of town over at New Serena, where Inspector Date and the mama are behind the bar and delighted to see him. They chat about Saejima's new sentence. Seems he's going to be up in a place called Abashiri in the snowy norths of Hokkaido near Sapporo. Full 180 from his time down in sunny Okinawa maximum security prison. Seems, at least for now, the Yakuza world is at peace, so it's a good time for him to be going in. But they're, of course, always wary that if the balance shifts at all, it could lead to Yakuza wars, foreign mafias, two-bit gangs, and all the like. That's why the cops, ironically, want to see the Tojo back at its former heights. Saejima laughs. Better to have the devil you know than the one you don't, especially when the devil you know is already on a leash. They talk about how the Tojo leadership has once more been gutted, and what's left is little more than white-collar businessmen who know how to do one thing and one thing only: make money. Numbers may be up, but it's all just a shiny coating on a shaky foundation. But hopefully Saejima going back behind bars will help repair that foundation, bring back the branch families, and smooth over the anger of the old hands who are pissed about him just waltzing back in and such.
Right.
And besides, when he comes back out, he's going to be named Captain.
Ooh.
Okay.
Anyhow, Saejima thanks them for the drink, saying how he'll leave the lovebirds alone, and Date gives him a smile, telling him to come back safe as he heads off. The entire one-stop tour of Kamurocho done, he heads back to the batting cages where he finds... They do this so often. We're like, I need to go talk to several people and do many things, and then do like one thing.
Pop by one place.
I was going to say, he doesn't have a lot of friends, does he?
No. Remember when Dati was a bartender?
I mean, he is behind the bar right now.
Yeah, I know, but he's an inspector again.
Well, he was never officially a bartender. He was just doing it for his girlfriend.
Nah, he's moonlighting as a bartender.
The entire one-stop tour done, he heads to the batting cages where he finds Majima's second-in-command, Nishida, waiting out front. He tells him to keep Majima safe while he's gone, and he heads in. He finds Majima already in one of the cages, watching as he tees up and swings hard, but misses.
Oh.
Saejima walks in, saying how he's never seen him swing so bad before. He makes a joke about being stuffed full of trash meat before admitting that these days, he's been striking out on balls more often that he never would have missed.
Oh no, he's getting old.
Saejima teases, asking if his other eye's going bad too. Majima's worried though. They're not as young as they used to be. 3 years hard time is going to have a real effect on him. It's not too late, you know. He could still yank a few change it from a prison sentence. Saejima laughs, saying the hell no. What's a few more years after everything he's been through? That your final answer? Majima sighs, lifting his bat to the sky as his men storm the batting cages. Saejima cocks an eyebrow. Not gonna fight me yourself? Nah, my boys here'll handle you. Stomach's eating me something fierce. Still, I gotta know if you're up for the big house. Want to see it with my own eye.
It's a tutorial fight.
It's a tutorial fight. Cool. Saejima walks up to the men, but turns first to Majima, asking if he's sure he doesn't want to go toe-to-toe himself. Might be their last chance, but nah. Majima's good. He's just gonna watch. Saejima shrugs and easily steamrolls through the tutorial without trying, turning back to Majima, not understanding what the point of all this was. The Majima he knows would be first in line to throw a punch. Majima tosses his cigarette on the ground, grinding it with his foot. No point. I just can't dance with you how I used to. I'm the one who's been going stale. After all these years keeping the Tojo clan high and dry, I guess my fangs went and fell out. My time in the sun's over. Saejima looks a mixture of annoyed but saddened. It's not like Majima to throw a pity party like this, but Majima knows that he doesn't need to be the muscle anymore. Saejima is the Tojo clan's muscle. So he'd better get his ass back to Kamurocho, flexing stronger than ever. Sirens sound from outside. Majima smiling at his friend. Your ride's here. They head out to the line of police cars forming a barricade around the batting center. A crowd gathered on the other side being held back by uniformed officers. Cameras flash, and the crowd pushes each other to get a look as the men exit the center. Saejima looks out at the officers and civilians, giving a small bow before going into the center car and getting in. The cavalcade's speeding off, leaving Majima to watch his bro go.
Oh.
Now, I'm going to pitch. Let's develop out your conspiracy. Majima's in on it too. He's only pretending.
Yeah. Majima 12D chess.
We're going to 12D chess this shit.
I don't know how I feel about Majima getting old. I always imagined him and kind of being a bit more somber. I always imagined him as just being like, he's 90. He's the crooked old man in the wheelchair in the corner, just like, anybody want to come near me? I've got my knife. Like,
I mean, I think it's Yakuza 4 and 5 Majima is a lot closer to like Yakuza 0 Majima than like 1 through 3, which was just a bit more crazed.
yeah, I mean, it's fine. Look, he's lost his lease on life because Kiryu's moved away. I understand.
Because his boyfriend's gone.
They've gone long distance.
His
It's
boyfriend's
hard.
gone and he's found a new taxi boyfriend.
Yes, tough work, tough going.
Chapter 1, Ends of the Earth. December 2012, Abashiri Penitentiary in Hokkaido. Saejima wanders the frozen yard of the penitentiary, catching up with his fellow inmates. We learn from one of Saejima's cellmates, Himura, that he's typically fairly reserved, well-behaved, and that his name and reputation are both known and respected by the other inmates. We also learn that he's been here for 2 years and his parole date is nearing, but that the warden is a cold customer, and Saejima's really got to be immaculate if he wants to get his parole approved. He tells us that a young Yakuza who's been staying in their cell, Baba-chan, is looking for him, and that their last cellmate, Oshima, might know where he is. When talking to Oshima, we learn that for the last 6 months, a gang has been gunning for Saejima, but he never talks about it. Neither of them have any clue why they're always going for him, though. Maybe it's just because he's Tojo? Saejima's not been fighting back, just taking it, trying to really lay low. Anyway, Baba seems to be worried that he's not going to make his parole. Seems that he killed a man for his Yakuza family back in the day, but then that family went and abandoned him. Oshimi doesn't understand why he'd care about his parole when he's got nobody on the outside waiting for him. And besides, he's been in 10 years. It's going to be a real hard time adjusting. Saejima finally finds Baba, a kind but timid looking, I call him a kid. I think he's meant to be like early 30s, but he does look like he's about 18 years old.
Yeah, he looks young.
He's been in for 10 years for murder, but he looks like he's about 10 years old.
Who did he kill? Like a Yakuza or something?
Just a randomer. Just a family hit. But yeah, he's over on a bench by the side of the yard, and Saejima sits down with him. Baba had been looking for him, but it seems that actually he doesn't need to talk anymore. He's turned down his parole. He tells us a story that he used to run with a Hokkaido Yakuza family, and that the guy he killed, he did so his brother could make officer. Same brother promised that he'd pull strings when he made it to get him out, but it never happened. At first he thought that maybe his brother was just busy down in Kansai, but after 10 years, he just realized the truth. He was just a tool, used and thrown away. He seems calm, at peace with his decision to stay in, but Saejima doesn't buy it. Saying how he was like him once, scared of being on the outside after so long behind bars, but the only path is forward. He can't stop looking for his place in the sun. Before they can continue their conversation, they're interrupted by a number of men supposedly from the woodworking crew, saying that the chief wants a word with Saejima. Saejima goes willingly, the men grabbing him and holding his hands behind his back, leading him into a shed where a man is sat, waiting on a crate. Kugihara. He gets up, approaching Saejima. Bro's a fucking zombie. Wow. Bro's fucking creepy looking. He's gaunt as they come, massive scar going through his left eye.
Get him some chapstick, dear God.
Get him some food.
So he's a good guy, right?
Yeah. Doesn't he look it? Can you not see the kindness in his eyes?
Yeah.
He looks like he does look a bit sort of emaciated. Doctor, not Blofeld.
Saejima tells him to just get it over with. Seems this isn't their first foray. Oh, don't be like that. You'll spoil my favorite part.
Richard E. Grant.
Listeners, I will cut the pause, but there was quite a lengthy pause as Chase mulled over what voice to choose. It suits him so well.
The man's eyes sparkle as he opens Saejima's shirt, button by button, exposing a chest covered in bruises and cuts. He kneels down, running his fingers over one of the cuts before jamming it into it, twisting them around as blood gushes from the reopened wound. Saejima writhes in pain, but doesn't fight back as the man stands again, looking Saejima in the eyes as he licks the blood from his fingers before sitting back down. He's all yours, he says to his boys, watching with glee as they begin to brutalize Saejima. Time passes, and Saejima's cellmates find him unconscious on the floor in the shed. Oshima spills the beans on how Kukihara's gang has been doing this to Saejima for 3 months now, 2 or 3 times a week. He only knows because Saejima came to him for painkillers, but promised him not to tell the others. The men don't understand. Why isn't Saejima fighting back? Why is he keeping it secret? Before they can talk more, though, the door swings open and 3 guards walk in, led by Deputy Warden Kosaka. He takes one look at the unconscious Saejima and tells the other 2 guards to take him away. Oshima and the others protest, but there's nothing they can do. Saejima awakens in a solitary cell, alone. The window on the door slides open to reveal Kosaka, asking why he hasn't done anything about Kukihara yet. Does he think being a model prisoner will get him out on parole sooner? Don't count.
That's how parole works.
Yep, that's 100%. Yeah.
Don't count on it. In my penitentiary, no one who brings disorder is a model prisoner, even if he brings it unwillingly. That's especially true for those who plan to return to the underworld upon their release. However, he's not going to turn a blind eye to Kukihara's actions, offering to allow Saejima to stay safely in solitary for the duration of his term, if he so wishes. Saejima refuses. Solitary sucks. Saying how, if he's gone, Kukihara may go after his cellmates, and they wouldn't be able to take it like he can. They'd be leaving the prison in a body bag. Kosaki doesn't agree, saying that Kukihara may cause trouble, but he's specifically targeting Saejima. But he knows that he's not going to get through to Saejima, telling him to finish eating, and he'll let him out. Back in the cell, which is actually like a really nice cell. They've got like a tatami floor mat. There's a nice little table in the center. They've got books, magazines, cushions. It's like a nice little cell. Like a little shared room, but it's nice.
Chase is playing Yakuza going, oh, I really wish my bedroom looked like this.
You joke, but also.
Fair enough.
It's a nice room. Saejima's cellmates relax, all except for Baba at least, who's fidgeting and restless, worried for Saejima. They try and get him to calm down, saying how solitary usually lasts 3 days, but no, never mind, he's back. They're all a bit confused as to why hard-ass Kosaka let him out so quick, but they don't question it. They turn their attention back to Baba, who's still moping, trying to convince him to reverse his parole decision, to go and express remorse before they officially cancel his parole. Himura's got no fucking time for Baba's moping around and pulls out a map of the local town Tsukimino, saying they're going to play a game. Image tracing.
What?
They're going to play a game. He said, stop fucking moping. I want to have fun. We're going to play a game.
No, I follow you there. My question was, what is image tracing?
Well, you see, they're going to sit on the ground, around a table. They're going to close their eyes, and they're going to imagine in their mind going out and having a night in the town.
Oh, cute.
That is cute.
Can I make a request, please? If you're really committed to doing voices for this episode, is it Baba?
Baba, yeah.
Bobby. Baba. Can you give him like a little Timmy Oliver Twist voice, please? Just a request. You don't have to say yes.
I can and I will, and you're gonna regret asking me to do that.
How much is Baba in his... Okay. Neil.
Commit. Press the button. Commit.
So, they're literally going to imagine that they're walking the streets of Tsukimino, playing pretend in their minds. Saejima isn't from Hokkaido, though, so he has no clue where that even is, but it's fine. Himura will, like, I don't know, narrate a story. And Saejima can just, mind palace bullshit himself into it or something. Saejima proceeds to teleport into Himura's brain, where he hangs out with a ghost Himura. He complains his prison clothes ain't the right duds for a night in the town, and mind palaces his Yakuza 4 chic onto his imaginary body. They imagine 10 million yen in their pockets and totally go to a local hostess club called the Rose Hip, where Saejima flirts with their top girl enough that he totally for sure gets her to go on a date with him to do karaoke.
Yay!
Where he sits in the background while she sings, just punching the air.
Oh, so she does the singing.
They both sing.
Right.
They do several songs.
Who's the voice actor that voices the unnamed hostess that had to do karaoke songs? Okay.
After his karaoke date, they imagine going for some barbecue. They go outside and imagine a bunch of pop unks are raring for a fight.
Is Baba voicing the hostess? Sorry, just questions about the image tracing. Is he flirting with Baba in the cell?
No. One, remember this is Himura. And 2, yeah, probably.
Himura, sorry. So Himura is like voicing the hostess.
Going, oh.
Yeah.
Another bottle of champagne.
I would like.
Was like, then we went to karaoke. And he was like, I would like
say,
we can go
this is
somewhere
the
else.
entire. You know the regular hostess mini games that are in every game where you like actually flirt with a video of a real woman.
Yes.
Yeah, this is that.
Is this how we do the...
I don't think I knew that was a thing. A video of a real woman.
Oh yeah, and they're always
I knew
they're
there were
always JAV
pictures of
actresses.
real women, but
They're always JAV actresses.
oh, see, I knew there were pictures featured of real actresses. I didn't know it was a video in like playable.
So sometimes in some of the later games, the entire hostess game is video. In some of the earliers, it would only be a video for when you like got them to the max romance and they took their clothes off.
Gotcha.
And you needed the little panty shot video.
Is this how we get to explore a city as Saejima if his chapter's in the prison? You can just go back to image tracing whenever you want to, because that's fun. Okay. Are we going to get like existential with it, where he's like, I just want to live in the image tracing world. I've made really close friends there. There's a whole conspiracy. It comes out, it's like, Kiryu, I know everything.
They imagine going outside the barbecue joint and imagine a bunch of punks are raring for a fight, clearly because Saejima stole their boss's love interest, the hostess Kaguya. Obviously. Through their dream bubble, the voice of the warden rings through saying that it's 5 minutes till lights out, so sadly, no more power of imagination.
You boys playing again?
Surely it's better in the dark.
You know it is. You know it is. Yeah, the boys are playing in
Yeah,
there.
they'll be there. Lights off, you know what that means. You get the hostess back to Terrafat.
You know what that...
I know, but I know it's just your hand. Just pretend with me.
Oh, I did forget to mention that this entire thing isn't actually it's meant to be Himura narrating a story from his life. So he's like, oh yeah, I went to this hostess club and I rizzed up the thing and I fought off all these men. No, he's basically like, you're living my story.
Saejima's like, this is way better than being me.
I'm basically Rambo.
The men get into their futons, laughing at Himura. Look at this like little slumber party vibes. It's adorable. Laughing at Himura for his bullshit stories that he was trying to get them to imagine, but all agreeing that they're living today for their lives waiting outside. They aren't defined by what they've done or who they are inside. They all had lives before outside, and they'll all still have them after. In the end, they're gonna die on the outside. On their own terms.
Oh, no. Goodbye, three of you.
Could wave more death flags if you tried.
Hey, what? You got a gal waiting for you on the outside, don't you, Charlie?
I'm gonna marry her tomorrow.
Gonna retire to that little old farm upstate.
They all head to sleep. Baba
I can't wait to live.
They all head to sleep. Baba's starting to say something to Saejima before he does, but ultimately deciding against it. The next morning, Saejima can't find Baba. He heads out to the yard to find the others, who tell him that Baba went to talk to the warden. Things may finally be looking up for him. He always said that he needed to get out to do things that really atoned for his sins, beyond just serving a sentence. He always had morality. He was just scared of acting on it. Saejima helped give him the courage to act on it. They suddenly see the deputy warden, but no Baba. Confused, they go to ask a guard, learning that weirdly, Baba's parole hearing ended over an hour ago. They run around to the yard, trying to find where he could be, only to be horrified by what they learn. Baba went into the storehouse with Kugihara and his gang.
Oh no.
They rush in to find Baba, stood above a man writhing in pain on the floor, a stab wound to his thigh. Baba shakes as he looks down at the bloody chisel gripped firmly in his hand, saying over and over that he didn't do it. The guards rush in, seeing the man on the floor, shouting about how Baba stabbed him. Baba tries to defend himself, saying again and again that he didn't do it. The chisel isn't his, but they aren't believing him. They cuff him, saying how so much for his chance at parole. One day left, and he had to go and ruin it. He tries shouting to Saejima as he's dragged out that he's innocent, but there's nothing that they can do but watch as he goes.
I don't think that's how Baba speaks.
I'm innocent.
Oh no, I said Oliver Twist.
That is pretty Oliver Twist.
Fucking cockney cheese. She's all clear. I'm easy, I promise.
That's very good.
There we go, I found it.
Excellent.
I really hope you liked it. You've asked me to use for Bobber for the entire game. He's going to say Australian more than Cockney, but we're going for it.
Dear solo listener still listening to this episode, thanks for sticking around.
Oh, thank you, Chase.
Oh, that decision's going to be so much funnier later.
No. He's going to have a really tragic death.
It was me all along. It was me. All the twist. Oh, it's getting better. I'll improve it as we go on.
So he's been framed for chipping a guy.
No, he did. He did. Totally. They rushed to gather information from the other men in the yard, but no one actually saw him shank the guy. They just heard the screams. We do learn that there may have been a motive, though. Seems it's not the first time people had seen Kugihara dragging Baba into the storeroom. So, no one can back up the stabbing, but between the guards finding Baba with the weapon and the man saying Baba stabbed him, it's not looking good. One way they can prove his innocence is to prove that the woodworking crew is lying, make their testimony unreliable, like, for example, the chisel itself. It would have needed to come from one of them. Where else would Baba have gotten a woodworking tool? They're all a bit shocked at how much, this is all Himura suggesting all this. They're all a bit shocked at how much Himura knows about like types of evidence and how to build a case against potentially fake evidence. And Himura somewhat embarrassedly tells him that he actually used to be a detective for the Hokkaido PD, in the homicide division, but might have given into a little bit of classic dirty cop temptation, bribery specifically. But obviously, he wanted to keep that all private since he was more than likely responsible for no small number of the prisoners in this prison. Nice. And hell, his sentence is so short that he thought he'd be out of here before anybody even found out. He's in here for like 6 months kind of thing.
He's decided to start telling people. Good.
Yes, he's decided to start getting involved in the main character's actions.
They split up to play detective, eventually landing Saejima at an old man who's been in for years, a bona fide info dealer of Abashiri. After helping him butter up a few of his contacts, he lets us in on some info. Seems the only ones who have access to chisels are the woodworking crew and the leatherworking crews. But there's not been a leatherworking crew in the past 2 years. Not enough demand for products, so only woodworking have them. What's more, each chisel has a unique number on it, and each one is uniquely assigned to a specific inmate, so they can also be specifically traced in cases like this. The last bit of obvious info, Kugihara himself is on the woodworking crew.
Right.
So, they gotta get a look at the shank to find out its number, but how are they gonna do that? Well, Oshima might have a special talent that would come in handy for this. Stealing. On the outside, he went by the moniker of the businessman Heihachiro, a legendary thief with over 15,000 counts of theft and 0 arrests for any of them.
What?
He actually went and turned himself in the end. 60th birthday present to himself. That's why he's in prison.
He rocked up and he was like, look, this is getting embarrassing for you guys. Here you go, I'm here.
15,000 what?
Counts of theft.
Counts of theft?
Yes.
I'm just getting a calculator. So if he had a 45-year career...
If he started stealing at 15.
If he started at 15, he had 333 break-ins a year. Which is almost daily.
Almost daily.
Not necessarily break-ins. It would just be on the street or whatever. That's a grind. Not sure anyone checked that number before they put it in the script.
I checked it before I put it in my script. Seems that he had kept his true life secret from his wife the whole time, ultimately deciding to give it all up for her when he turned 60. But when he came home on his 60th birthday, she was gone. Left himself for another man, so he ultimately decided to just turn himself in.
It's heartbreaking. The one thing he couldn't steal was her heart back.
Thank you. True. Yes, excellent. Very good.
Anyway, he swore that he would never steal again, but for Baba, he's willing to make an exception. While he goes off to swipe the chisel, Himura and Saejima look for witnesses, anyone who can try and pair the chisel to a specific person. Saejima heads back to the info broker. Fucking Florist of Sai of this fucking...
I was going to ask, is the Florist of Sai in this game? Okay, Chase is shrugging, so I'm going to say that's yes.
And after helping him distract a guard by playing tag, learns that Kugihara's chisel number is 134. Sure enough, when Oshima gets back, it's confirmed. The chisel Baba had is definitely Kugihara's. They're about to head to tell the deputy warden when from across the yard, they notice a gathering, one being led by Kugihara himself. They head over to confront him, and he's giddy thinking about it, but obviously doesn't fess up. getting oh so play scared when Saejima pulls out his very chisel. Kugihara sneers, not understanding why he's helping Baba. It's not like it's going to help him move up his parole. Ah, if only Baba had been more obedient, maybe this would have never happened.
I believe there's 2 English guys in this jail.
This Japanese jail.
Kugihara tells them that last night he ordered Baba to murder Saejima in his sleep. Promised him a good job in his family once he got out. Not like he had anything else waiting for him on the outside. But Baba said no. So he needed some punishment. Bye-bye parole. He just straight up fesses up at this point, saying how he got his boys to fight one another, even do the stabbing, a personal favorite detail of his. Then Kugihara ran in with Baba, pretending to break up the fight and hand off the chisel to Baba, and then he ran off, leaving Baba holding the evidence. Saejima swings, slamming Kugihara down to the bench behind him. Get up. Kugihara looks up at him with cold eyes. So you finally took a swing.
I just realized too, it sounds like it's Pegasus from Yu-Gi-Oh! Yugi, my boy.
Oh, Yu-Gi-Oh, boy. But he's not pissed at Kugihara. He's pissed at himself. For a lot, I feel like there's gonna be so many fans who hate the fact I'm giving him this voice. It's fine. He's inconsequential. He's not pissed at Kugihara. He's pissed at himself for allowing himself to take Kugihara's shit for 6 months. What kind of Yakuza does that? What kind of captain does that? He rips off his shirt, his tiger rippling with anger. Baba's like a brother to me. No chance am I turning my back on him. All the pain you put him through, it's time you taste what it feels like. Saejima is a master chef, surging up all the flavors of pain, straight from his fists to their mouths. But when the dust settles and Saejima has Kugihara by the throat, all he can do is laugh. I finally win. You've put on quite a show here. No wriggling out of this one. After all this time, you finally did what I wanted you to. His true motives finally come out, keeping the great Taiga Saejima rotting in this dump. If they wanted revenge or some shit like that, they could have killed him ages ago. But no, they just had to wait until he lost enough control to throw a punch. Now good fucking luck at parole. Just like the boss ordered. Before Saejima can find out who gave the order, though, there's a commotion from behind as Deputy Warden Kosaka arrives. Saejima doesn't even try to hide it, immediately fessing up to what he did. Kugihara squeals with glee as the two are dragged off. Chapter 2. The Way of Resolve. Saejima stands before the Deputy Warden in his office, confused as to why he isn't in solitary. Kosaka looks almost saddened, asking Saejima why he didn't stop. Saejima gives a hollow laugh, saying how a couple days ago, Kosaka had been asking why he wasn't fighting. Kosaka walks over to the desk, sliding a paper across it. Saejima's parole application that Kosaka had spent the past few days writing. You fucking wasted my work, you bitch. Saejima's confused.
Yeah, this is worse for me, dude.
Saejima's confused. He thought Kosaka didn't let Yakuza out. He places another paper on the table. A postcard. Saying that the warden received it about a week ago. A formal notice of Saejima's expulsion from the Tojo clan.
What?
Oh, okay, so he's been royally set up here.
The penitentiary's end goal is rehabilitation. Inmates who demonstrate sufficient reformation can expect reductions in their sentences. If an inmate is associated with Yakuza, his most effective means of proving he's reformed is to renounce all associations with organized crime. Something that now applies to Saejima. Kosaka is aware that Saejima was meant to be made captain on his return. The only reason someone of his standing would serve time for such a minor crime as assault would be either 1, he was set up by a hostile third party, specifically so he'd be forced to leave their organization, or 2, he chose to tidy up his affairs for the sake of that organization. Kosaka looks at Saejima. He's going to overlook what happened today. Given his behavior over the last 6 months, the relevant thing to him is that he's no longer Yakuza. There's no more need for Saejima to continue suffering here. Saejima throws the postcard back on the table. Stupid. Kosaka tries to sympathize, but no, Saejima turns, saying that he doesn't understand. It ain't about getting expelled. He's disappointed in himself. He bends to leave, stopping, turning over his head. Kosaka-han, about my parole. Not interested. Being expelled made me realize it was never about returning to the Yakuza. I just want to be with people I believe in. I don't give a damn what family I'm from or what title they were going to give me. So long as I can atone and get out of here, that's all I need.
All right.
Cool.
He heads out, being led back to his cell where he finds the others, including Baba. Yay. Seems their efforts paid off, and what's better, his parole seems to be moving ahead. The deputy warden pushed it through. They're shocked to hear that Kosaka swept the fight under the rug, but between that and Baba, maybe Kosaka is actually like a guardian angel. They're more shocked, though, to hear about Saejima's expulsion. Saejima's not bothered about the expulsion itself, but it does feel a bit, sussy baka. Oh. Suddenly, a guard calls for a delivery from the door, sliding a newspaper through the food slot. Himura grabs it, his eyes going wide when he sees the front page, lying it flat on the table. On the front page is a picture of Majima. The headline, top officer with the Tojo clan, Goro Majima, found dead.
Cool, so we have now officially lined up. We've lined up with Kiryu now. Yes. Timeline-wise. Okay. Damn.
Saejima grips the paper with white knuckles, shakily getting to his feet. His feeling may have been right. He throws the paper to the ground. Shortly after, a guard comes calling for Baba and Saejima, saying that they need to go over the work they did the other day. He leads them out to the yard where Kosaka is waiting for them, alone. He tells them to forgive the fake reason, but he needed to speak with them where there would be no potential eavesdroppers. Saejima's parole was denied. He doesn't know why. The applications are reviewed by the regional parole board, at least normally they would be. But for some reason, the National Ministry of Justice got involved and rejected it directly. It is possible that Saejima's status got them involved, but Kosaka feels uneasy about it. Saejima doesn't give a shit, though. He didn't want parole. And besides, he doesn't want Baba getting involved. He only has one question. Getting the hint, Kosaka tells him that Majima's murderer seems to be one Taizo Kitakata, patriarch of Sapporo's Kitakata family. Majima had been in Sapporo conducting a deal ordered by Daigo to acquire the Kitakata. It was during his meeting with the patriarch that he was shot and killed. He turns to Baba, saying that now surely he knows why he's here. Saejima doesn't understand, causing Baba to look at him uneasily. The Kitakata family? That's who I used to run with!
Nope.
He tells them to head to the storeroom. He'll meet them there shortly to continue their conversation. Once in, Kosaka continues, saying that he's concerned for both of their safeties. Everything about the entire chain of event feels planned out, carefully scripted. Kugihara and his goons got in and immediately started targeting Saejima, clearly wanting to extend his sentence. Then the second Kosaka moves up to process his parole, Kugihara changes tactics, using Baba to set Saejima up. Why is Kugihara so desperate to keep Saejima in? Could it be that he wants to stop Saejima from taking revenge on Majima's killer? That he knew about the hit when he came in? But Baba doesn't know how sure he feels, saying that Kitakata may be powerful in Hokkaido, but they definitely wouldn't have an in at the Ministry of Justice. Kosaka agrees, saying that only two organizations would be powerful enough to do that. The Omi and the Tojo. Kosaka believes Kugihara may have ties not to Kitakata, but to the Tojo themselves. And there's only one thing that could explain the Tojo sending him to do all this. There's a traitor in the clan. One who not only wanted Saejima out of power, but also kept locked away where he was powerless to act. Kosaka holds out his hand, opening it to reveal a key. In the back of the exercise yard, outside the southwest gate, there's a parked snowmobile. This is the key. Saejima doesn't understand. I'm letting you break out of here.
Oh.
The men are shocked, but Kosaka continues. The warden's dead. Murder. We don't know who did it. An investigation's underway. He was traveling to Tokyo to inquire as to why Saejima's parole had been denied. The assailants attacked him as he got out of his taxi at Sapporo Airport. And that's not all. This afternoon, they're slated to be receiving almost 100 new inmates, all transfers from other institutions, all with no explanation. Kosaka has a feeling of dread that he knows as to why they're being transferred, though. Kosaka has a duty to protect his inmates, and if they don't get out now, he's going to have both of their blood on his hands. He's prepared to face whatever consequences may come from his actions. With no regrets, I will be tendering my resignation. Integrity is more important than any job. Saejima-san, Baba-san, you are officially no longer incarcerated at this facility. You have each sufficiently atoned for your offenses. Your freedom of movement is restored, and I will impart just one request. Show the world who the real enemy is, those responsible for the warden's murder. He has, except he has one other request. When they find the killer, don't kill him. Get him arrested. At that point, it will be their job to carry out justice.
Good character. And I don't know how you had the idea, but the accent totally works for me.
Yeah, I think it's because it's reminding me a little bit of Green Mile. So
Doesn't work as well as Tiny Tim.
Not quite as well, no.
No, that is clearly your best accent.
That accent was even higher than I had, even higher pitched than I had feared.
Yippee hooray!
Get on me snowmobile!
All right.
You both sound like
snowmobile.
you sound like Mr. Sunday Movies doing a Tom Holland impression. That's what it sounds
I think
like.
you mean Meso doing that.
Is it Meso's?
Yeah.
My mistake.
We'll see how long I can keep up this Baba accent.
You don't have to. You've got a big
I've got
weekend.
I've got a big weekend.
You've got
A big weekend.
You've got an audition later.
I've got an audition later. Oh Lord.
We're on
Oh,
chapter
God.
6 of 21.
Okay.
How many of those chapters has Baba in it?
Oh.
Chase just gave a look.
They head back to their cells to play cards with the guys until dark, give their last goodbyes. They don't reveal everything the warden said, but at least reveal that this is their last day in. Himura jokes, saying that it won't be long before they see him again. Must be going after the guy who killed his bro, eh? Murder charge is only going to land him right back in that cell. But nah. Saejima's going to go find the guy. I mean, he offed his bro, sure, but he never did anything to Saejima personally. Only thing he needs to see is what kind of man was able to take down his bro. They're shocked that Saejima would let Majima's killer go. Just need one thing. My bro was the strongest man in the world. Only right I know his dying words. If Majima got himself rubbed out, it's his own fault for growing weak. No blame in the killer. Either my bro went so soft any old chump could take him, or the guy who did it's just too damn strong.
Those are the options.
Or he's not dead.
Yeah.
It's actually a 12D Daigo play.
Yeah.
Daigo. Fuck Daigo. The men wrap their conversation, deciding to throw one final hurrah for Saejima to send him off again. The imagination game!
That feels cruel for those remaining, given
Come with me and you'll be...
Today, they're going to imagine one of Himura's detective stories. He leads Saejima to go on a date with his beloved Kaguya-san, this time taking her to a darts bar. How romantic.
I don't think this story demands the date aspect. I think that's just put in
That's
for him.
just that guy.
Yeah. I'm going to go on a date.
I think it was at this point we held hands
Yeah.
tenderly.
Well, you see, they're on their date at the bar, but the real reason they're here, he directs Saejima's attention over to two gents at the bar. Chinese mafia that he was assigned to keep tabs on. Ooh. Seems that there's a weapons deal planned, and the nerve of these guys taking business in a Kitakata protected bar. He ends the date with Kaguya, tailing the mafia when he goes to cross the street. Vroom! A car whizzes by, which of course he deftly sidesteps before it can run him over. But this couldn't be a coincidence. Surely they must know he's tailing them. He continues to tail them back to the ramen quarter, where a group of mobsters jump him. He, of course, handles them with a roguish flair, again saving the town from peril.
Yay.
They wrap up their dream and head to bed.
Lovely.
As the moon rises high in the sky and the others snore soundly, Saejima and Baba get up from their beds, moving quickly to the unlocked cell door. They look back to the other two men, Saejima whispering a quiet, "Thanks for everything," before they head out. As the door closes behind them, Himura's eyes open, sitting up in his bed. It's just like you said. He looks back at Oshima, who's also stopped pretending to sleep. Gonna be real quiet without them.
Oh.
Yeah, assuming the inmates who transferred in today don't get in their way. Himura stands up, a smile on his face. The fools can try if they want, but our boys will be fine. Walls can't contain that much willpower. They made it out to the yard, but as soon as they open the door, they notice something. The body of a dead guard. They run up to him, but look up as men approach from all sides.
I was going to say, they're not just going to walk out. We
We've
need a
got
dungeon.
to kill what's his name as well, don't we?
Oh yeah, unless he follows them. But yeah. Kookaburra?
Kookaburra.
What's this? Sorry.
It's Kookaburra now.
Damn it.
Get out of here, Saejima! Run! Oh, no. Deputy Warden Kosaka shouts from the watchtower. I'm sorry, I did everything I could to stop them, but thunk. He's struck on the head from behind, falling to the floor limply. In his place, Capybara walks to the window, wringing his...
It's not it either.
It's not. What's his real name?
It's Kugihara.
Kukihara. Right.
Kugihara.
Kukihara. Okay,
No,
sorry.
Kugihara.
Oh, I thought it was Kuki, 2Ks, because he's quite a kooky guy. That's how I've been remembering it this whole time.
Wow.
You thought he reached a certain age and he went, you know what people like to say about me?
I'm a kooky guy. So I'm a kooky guy, or whatever your
Oh,
it was more like Richard E. Grant.
I'm a kooky guy.
I accidentally did Hugh Grant there. Sorry, everyone.
Capybara walks to the window, wringing his hands in pleasure, a wild smile across his face. If I let you walk now, who would play with all the little friends I put together? The camera pulls back to show Kosaka on the ground behind him. A knife plunged deep into his back.
Oh no, that's sad. I'm just imagining all these lines done by Hugh Grant now. Oh gosh, I don't suppose you'd play with my little friends. Stupid bugger, sorry.
That was a 10 out of 10, Hugh
That was
Grant.
really good.
That was really good.
Oh, just show up all my voice acting, why don't you?
Blah.
Oh, baba. Baba. Oh, Saejima lays the dead guard down, delicately closing his eyes as he stands to approach the gathering crowd. Tell me, Baba-chan, think Kosaka-han would want us letting this trash live? Course he would. Saejima agrees, shouting out to the crowd. Listen good. I ain't gonna kill you, but you know, some shit in life hurts way more than death, and you're about to find out what. Until the day you croak, you're gonna wish I ended you here. Saejima blows into the crowd like a freight train, pummeling man after man. He goes up to the wall of the prison, ripping a 5-meter-long pipe off the wall and just swinging it in circles around him, clearing swaths of men from their path as they run towards the yard's main gate.
You almost took my head off there.
You almost took me head off there. God, I used to be able to do a really good Cockney.
I think you've been doing well.
Yeah, thank you. Capybara joins the fray, trying to hold Saejima back while they wait for reinforcements. But obviously, the creepy little bastard's not getting aught but turned into a blood puddle to color the snow with. Neither him nor Baba can believe it as Saejima stands victorious over the 100 men. He walks over to Capybara, still writhing in pain on the floor, raising his foot and slamming it down. Kugihara flinches as the foot lands next to his ear. Seemingly a favored move of this game. He lets out a sigh of relief before Saejima raises his foot again, slamming it down on his wrist. Again. The bones in his wrists crunch under the press-like pressure of Saejima's heel. Do with that how you want. Lop it off if you gotta. Whatever it takes to keep living. He slams his foot on it again. This is what happens when you pick a fight with Yakuza. Should have been ready for this since day one. Kugihara begs for his life, but Saejima was never planning on killing him. Can't go breaking his promise with Kosaka. He runs over to Baba, helping him up so they can go. They start towards the gate, but fury flashes across Kugihara's face as he forces himself to his feet. Shouting, "How you think I'd let you go?" He pulls a gun from his jumpsuit, screaming as he points it at the men, his fingers squeezing around the table. Bang! Saejima and Baba look at each other, both seemingly completely fine, before turning back to face Kugihara, a patch of red swiftly staining the chest of his jumpsuit before he collapses on the ground. Behind him, Himura, gun in hand, he gives them a cocky grin. Who knew they gave our guard such antique hunks of scrap? Surprised I even landed the shot.
Amazing.
He laughs, saying how maybe now they'll believe his stories as a hardened detective aren't as bullshit as they thought. He also tells them not to worry about the deputy warden. Oshima's gone to help. Seems that Oshima's habit of hoarding meds and painkillers is actually a holdover from his past life as a doctor.
Right. Okay.
And he tells them that they need to get out of here and keep themselves.
He's saying all this, and they're going, "We are in a hurry."
Yeah.
Here's my backstory, the final epilogue.
He tells them they need to get out of here and keep themselves safe, giving them a small wink because he warns them that there's a legendary man-eating bear lumbering around these parts. It's supposed to be 2 meters tall. The men laugh at his continued tall tales, but give them their heartfelt thanks. He smiles back, saying that they can take him out to dinner when he's out. I'll treat you to the tastiest tripe barbecue you ever had. You'll be eating till you burst.
Also, bears in Japan, they can't have very big bears because 2 meters unless they're joking, are they joking about Saejima? Because 2 meters for a bear isn't tall.
I mean, assumedly he's just talking shit.
Now, my assumption was that he was describing Saejima as just being a big bear of a man. Right. I don't know. It could be either.
I'm pretty sure he was saying there's bears in the woods and just, hyping
2
it up.
meters is just the height of a very tall person, isn't it?
We haven't had any boss fights yet. And that's 2 times I thought
Kukihara was a boss fight.
Was he a boss fight? Oh, you got like the title card and all that sort of thing.
No, not.
Or was he thrown in as part of the mob?
Thrown as part of the mob.
That's 2 mob
bosses
bosses for
mob bosses.
Yeah, it's just interesting. Like, we're 6 chapters in. Both times I'd be like, here we go, big boss fight, but I'm sure it's all coming. But
and Majima, that was I know it was a tutorial, but
tutorial fight.
It wasn't even first
And it was
Majima.
against his boys.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It was another fighting 100 people or whatever.
Yeah. I guess it must be something with the engine. You said it was a new engine. Maybe it's like, well, now we can generate so many guys.
A new engine. It's the Yakuza 0 engine.
Okay. Fair enough.
Huh? Why not short ribs? Why not anything but tripe?
Because I like tripe.
They all share a laugh, and Saejima and Baba turn running out of the prison. They make it to the snowmobile, hopping on and making their escape through the cold and dark woods, which, of course, yes, you do get to just drive the snowmobile.
Sometimes Yakuza reminds me of playing Resident Evil 6. This is one of those times.
What way?
There's a whole snowmobile minigame moment in that game. And this just looks like it's ripped right out of it.
But it's not going as easy as they hope as gunfire rings out through the woods.
This is very Bond.
Through the trees, they see several men on snowmobiles of their own, guns trained on them. They finally manage to escape, but the winter storm is picking up, battering the 2 men, freezing them to their core. With a scream, Baba's fingers lose their strength, his grip on Saejima failing as he flies back off the snowmobile. Saejima turns, screaming after him, but in losing focus, crashes into a rock, himself and the snowmobile going flying in opposite directions. He gets up, his hair and face matted in a thick snow, slowly moving through the storm, shouting for Baba. He'll shortly come to regret making sound, though, as from the woods, a deep roar. Saejima looks around, his eyes landing on a nearby tree, thick gashes carved into its bark. He turns around as from the snow approaches a 2 meter tall man-eating bear.
Oh my god. Is this our boss fight?
Yes, it is.
Yes.
Hilarious.
And literally the title card comes up as like man-eating bear. Bear. It bares its teeth, and it has like 4 health bars.
Oh, of course it does.
It bares its teeth, roaring at Saejima, then charges. Saejima, of course, barehanded fights the bear. He manages to fend it off just barely, causing it to sink back into the woods. But between that and the freezing temperature, his energy is gone. He falls to the ground, his consciousness fading. No, I ain't dying here. I can't. He passes out, face falling into the snow. Lucky for him, as he does, the sound of footsteps as an old hunter walks up to him, looking down with a neutral expression as he picks him up, hoisting him onto his back, which I have a comment of, holy shit, he's strong. Side was huge, and then walks him deeper into the woods.
A neutral expression. He's just presumably come across a man who's punched a bear to death. Regardless if you don't want to give away what side you're on, you'd still be like, fucking hell.
I guess the idea is that he's seen this before, maybe.
Where?
Maybe he's punched a bear or 2 in his time, and he's like, oh, yeah.
Sure.
Takes after his old man.
You're right.
Yeah. Look, sometimes the patter isn't 10 out of 10, okay?
I'd like you to keep that thought in mind.
Oh, right, okay.
Chapter 3, Frozen Roar.
This is so interesting, Chase, because this part doesn't... I feel like I don't get the opportunity as a player to go and, like, do karaoke or bullshit.
You don't.
It's pretty linear.
I mean, technically, you could have wandered around in the Mind Palace.
Right.
But they are limited sections. You get free roam during those. but they're limited
okay.
sections.
Cool. Weird. Fair enough.
Chapter 3, Frozen Roar. Saejima awakens in a small hut. A pot simmers over a small fire in the center of the floor. Walls are covered with furs and fish. A simple but practical abode. The door slides open and the hunter from before walks in, hanging his gun on the wall and walking over to the fire, sitting next to the pot with a bowl and ladling it full, handing it over to Saejima, who accepts it hungrily. The man tells Saejima that he should stay still. He had frostbite when he found him. Doesn't want to damage the tissue further. Saejima asks about Bob, but the man doesn't know. He tries getting up, but the old hunter shouts at him. He understands he's concerned, but he can't sit here and watch Saejima leave. If he goes up into the mountains untrained, he'll end up stranded. Think the old man needs that on his conscience? He promises to find Baba. They may be strangers, but if that bear gets a taste for human flesh, it may come storming into their village, hoping for more of its favorite snack. As for Saejima, if he wants to get himself killed, do it somewhere the bear won't eat him. He offers Saejima some of his old clothes to change into and gets ready to head off. Saejima, realizing that he hasn't thanked the men yet, introduces himself. The man introduces himself as Okudera and heads off into the blizzard. Saejima decides to at least get out of the house, heading out to find himself in a quiet village built into the woods, mainly small wooden hunter shacks. He's quickly approached by a man introducing himself as Nishina, the leader of the hunters in the area. So it's like a little hunter's village.
Cool. Okay.
Seems the village has stood as a home for traditional hunters since it was founded. Nishina wants to ask him for advice, though, about another visitor to the village, Okudera. So it seems Okudera's not actually from this village. He lives here, but he's not from here. Seems that the man isn't a newcomer by any stretch, but he's still very much a visitor, having not been born there. No one actually knows where he's from. One of their hunters just found him lost in the woods one day and brought him in. Then he never left. That was 10 years ago, and he's been nothing but trouble ever since. He wants to know if Okudera was in the woods this morning because the monster was sighted. Monster? Yama-oroshi. He's a giant, man-eating bear, twice the size of a regular bear. The man's... yeah, this bear is now plot relevant.
It's a legendary bear.
The man shocked Saejima survived to run into the monster, and hearing Okudera knows of the sightings, urges Saejima to get inside and lock up tight if he values his life, that he'll rally the hunters. Saejima decides to go around town. He learns that the village is really off-grid, not even getting radio or papers. So, luckily, they'll not have heard about the prison break yet. We learn that the villagers don't seem to like Okudera much after some supposed incident, but that they at least tolerate him. One villager, Sakurai, even helping him by standing guard to stop us from leaving the village, saying Okudera doesn't want a repeat of what happened 9 years ago. Seems that 9 years ago, Yama-oroshi attacked the village. At the time, Okudera was living with his hunting partner Sato, but one day Sato chased Yama-oroshi straight into the village. It was a day with a blizzard, much like today. Sato had gone missing trying to kill the beast, so Okudera was looking for him, finding him badly injured. While they were away, the monster attacked. It's a miracle no one died, although after the bear devastated their food stores and homes, they came close to it. The village still blames Okudera for it to this day, and every winter when there's a blizzard, he goes out in search of the Yama-oroshi, showing no consideration for the other hunters. Saejima won't let Okudera die out there alone, though, telling the man to please not try and stop him. Sakurai chuckles, saying that Okudera warned him that Saejima would be like this, saying to at least try and help him so he doesn't come blundering in blindly. He says that he'll draw us a map, and in the meantime to go scrounge up some food for the hunt. Saejima asks around town, ending up in the home of Nishina the hunter leader, where he meets his wife, Kimio. She seems to know why Saejima came, saying that it feels just like how it did 9 years ago, Okudera having come to ask for food, just like Saejima is now. He'd gone around town begging for food so he could try and save Sato, but when no one wanted to help an outsider, her husband Nishida was no different, but she couldn't help feeling bad for him, much like she does for Saejima now. She gives him some venison, asking only for one favor in return, to find out why Okudera keeps going after that bear. Ever since the terror of 9 years ago, no one in the village trusts each other anymore. No one helps each other. They're all trapped in their fear, pinning it all on him. She doesn't know why, but Okudera seems to have opened up to Saejima more than the others. She hopes he can be a friend, and maybe even lift the dark cloud that's been hovering over him for 9 long years, hopefully saving the village in doing so. Saejima heads up the mountain, before long finding bear tracks, which he follows, as he follows, worryingly begin to go scarlet with blood. Following the blood, It's not long before he comes across Okudera, thankfully standing over the top of an unconscious Baba. Both of them are wounded. Okudera is not happy Saejima came, but he knows that it's not the time to quarrel, telling him to take Baba and get out of here. He's not badly wounded, but he's holding on.
Cool, okay.
Or excuse me, he is badly wounded, but he's holding on.
They got me good, sir.
Got me good, sir. Please, I'm begging you. Help. I'm unconscious. This is my fault.
You know, he saw me and everything froze. And he didn't do nothing for a minute, that big old bear. And then he swiped me across the face and I said, see there before? Why the big paws? And he did not take kindly to that, sir. Not at all.
Everything froze. But there might have just been the snow. You know?
What does any of this have to do with the grander conspiracy? That's my question. This is the whole chapter dedicated to
It
the
was
bear.
me all along, sir. That's why.
I'm not hating it. It's just I'm just confused.
Didn't you know the bear is the Tojo operative?
Apparently, this is
The bear was the one that pulled the trigger on Majima.
Tojo traitor in a bear suit.
Before they can go, though, a growl from the woods. Yama-oroshi smells their blood. Okudera shoots, missing his target and shouting to Saejima to go back. He'll give chase to the bear. Saejima follows his command, picking up Baba and taking him back to the hut, wrapping him in the bed by the fire to warm him. After some time, thankfully, Okudera returns, wounded but alive. He didn't manage to take out the bear, though. Weather took a turn much for the worse, and it escaped. They talk about the Yama-oroshi, Okudera telling Saejima his personal philosophy on hunting, that being that you hunt for purpose, to eat, to clothe yourself. But that bear, he doesn't want to hunt it. He wants to murder it. Humans are funny things, murdering so easily over anger. But not many ever show true remorse for their actions, always coming up with excuses as to why they did it, why it wasn't their fault. Saejima looks at him hard, asking if he's lecturing him, or if he's talking about his own past. Because his only reason for being in that village at all is to murder the Yama-oroshi. He deflects, saying that he's simply reflecting on his personal reason for the bear, turning his attention to the stew, saying that he hunted the animals in it. It's only right that they honor them by eating it.
I'm not trying to diss this bear. It looks huge and frightening, and I'm sure, but it's been around for 10 years. It's now had 3 run-ins with the 3 named characters that we know in this area, and it's fought all 3 of them, and all 3 have survived and are basically fine. I feel like if it's a brown bear and it took a swipe at my head, my head's coming off. I'm immediately dead.
It's a black bear, actually.
It's a black bear, right? Fair enough. Not as scary.
What is it? Brown is down, black is back?
Brown is
What?
brown. You're basically dead if it's a brown bear.
No,
And
that
if-
white is your dead.
Polar,
Also, yes.
no, polar bear, you're definitely dead. Polar bears actively hunt you. If it's a peed off brown bear, you're pretty much screwed. But you can sometimes play dead and hope they don't kill you. And with a black bear, you
Black,
can
you
can try and scare them off. Yeah,
yeah.
I
Cool,
think.
cool. Yeah, I think it's that.
right.
That's been Bear Facts with Neil.
They are a top 10 animal for me.
I believe that.
Brown bears, yeah. Oh yeah, and the other part of the bear disc while you're looking into it. So yeah, 9 years ago, when it did break into the village and their worst fears were realized, and they said, we can't let that happen again, because if it happens again, it will have a taste for human flesh and it will tear the whole village apart. It's already broken in and no one got hurt and it just ate your grain supplies, you know? This bear seems pretty chill.
Destroyed
Yeah.
your houses, too.
Well,
Now, this is probably just
that
'cause
is
they keep
weird. I'll give
antagonizing
you
it.
that. That's weird. That's weird for a bear to
A bit of
take.
mild vandalism and off he went.
Time passes and Okudera heads out. While he's gone, Baba wakes. The men share a moment to bond before Saejima heads out to find Okudera to tell him. He bumps into Kimio, digging up some meat that she buried. From her, he learns that Okudera went hunting, as well as the fact that the other hunters refuse to go out while Okudera's hunting. That Yama-oroshi is more likely to attack when Okudera's scent is in the air. Sensing that he's headed up the mountain to find Okudera, she gives him some of the meat. He may need it, but she longs for the old times in the village where the people helped each other like this. Saejima finds Sakurai, telling him that not only is he going up the mountain, but he's going to start hunting himself. He wants to repay Kimio's kindness by hunting some wild game for her. Sakurai is willing to let him borrow some old hunting clothes, but he's only got the one rifle and, well, he kind of needs that. Nishina might have a spare, but knowing it would be to help Okudera, he might be hesitant to help. He finds Nishina with Kimio at their house, in a huff about Okudera. He scowls seeing Saejima, saying how, didn't they tell him to get lost? He can't give charity. They're already starving as it is. Saejima knows that they are, and that's why he wants to borrow a gun to help and not to shoot them. He may be an outsider, but he feels indebted to Okudera and the rest of the community. Nishina thinks Saejima's just an outsider sticking his nose where it doesn't belong, though. Yeah. That he's underestimating what it takes to be a hunter, and that he'll just end up another liability. How can he know when he wasn't there 9 years ago? God, 9 years ago, man. Kimio tries to apologize, saying that he's just scared of what happened 9 years ago happening again, that he's scared of death. Saejima's confused. Sakurai said no one died. She begins to speak, but is cut short by Nishina shouting at her, telling her how outsiders don't deserve to know anything. He heads back to Sakurai to tell him that Nishina didn't let him borrow it, but he pulls out a bundle for Saejima, giving him some warm hunting clothes and a rifle. Seems Nishina doesn't want to lend him a gun, but he wants him going up there unarmed even less. Saejima's baffled, but Sakurai tells him not to worry about it for now, sending him up the mountain. Saejima heads up, fairly quickly finding Okudera, who, while baffled by Saejima's get-up and actually thinking that he stole it from somebody in the village, agrees to teach him the basics of hunting. So enter the Saejima hunting game!
Okay.
There's a whole hunting game!
This whole chapter feels like a hunting mini game.
Okudera teaches him how to stealth around the forest and shoot game. It's a straight-up full hunting game. You can upgrade your gun.
Oh my
You
God.
lay traps. You follow tracks. You shoot.
It feels like what's happening? Like it feels like, like sometimes you hear about directors that they they wrote a script or whatever and they're going to want to make their movie and then it gets patched up by a production company. It's like, oh, now it's your horror movie, now it's a Resident Evil movie. That's what this feels like. Someone made a hunting simulator and it would only get published if it was part of a Yakuza game.
It's a surprisingly decent hunting simulator.
Look, I believe you.
It's
And again,
it's not that bad.
but we're 3 chapters into Saejima's 4 chapters, and he's yet to even wear his green coat. Never mind get involved with the plot.
He did in the Dreamscape.
Oh,
remember?
sorry, yeah.
And he had his long hair.
Can he go image tracing in the hunting woods?
No.
Can you image trace when it would have been an image trace?
I do. Yeah, maybe this is all an image trace. maybe it's just bleeding out in the prison. Okay.
Oh, it was really him who Baba shanked. Yeah, so you stealth it out, you rebuild fallen hunting shelter, set up trap for games, track, stalk prey, maintain your gun, even occasionally fight some bears. Bears are my favorite because they will attack you on sight and you need to either dodge them to tire them out or one-shot them because if you miss, they're just going to kill you.
Wow.
Yeah. You can earn both food and money as a hunter, using the money to invest in bigger and better gear. Yay. They end up getting attacked by Yama-oroshi. While on the trip, snaring rabbits for Baba, Saejima lands at least a dozen headshots, but it doesn't even seem to slow the beast down whilst he's defending the still injured Okudera. Luckily, he manages to fend it off, helping the wounded Okudera back to the village. They stew up the rabbits and enjoy their feast, Baba seemingly starting to regain his strength, much to Saejima and Okudera's relief.
That's the 4th fight that bear's lost. You're totally right. I am counting it now. Yeah.
It did, however, survive like 10 headshots.
Yeah. Still don't think it's very dangerous. They've just walked up to its lair and bothered it.
Yeah.
Stop hunting its
the,
family.
What's the opposite of a glass cannon?
A tank.
Yeah, there you go. A tank with no damage output.
Is this another side quest that you've accidentally turned into 10 pages? Has it just happened again?
No. Saejima heads out, hoping to see if the roads into Tsukimino are still snowed off. And I'm realizing that I forgot to say that they have actually been trapped in this town the whole time. This has all been main content.
Okay, right. The trapping in the town is so important, Chase. I can't believe the fact that
I
they
did
cannot
forget to say
leave.
they're currently trapped in the town. The roads are snowed in.
Oh, right. Okay.
That explains so
How
much.
close to the prison are we? Like half a mile?
Few miles.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, but we get the sense that this is quite a secret
Hour
town.
away on the snowmobile.
A secret town?
It's a secret town. Don't think anyone. Look, it's
Secret
got a,
town.
Yeah, secret town.
Secret town.
I don't know. There's
In the mountains.
There's a magic bear. All right, I think we can just.
There is a magic bear.
Yeah, this feels like a spin-off game.
Yeah.
Yakuza
going.
hunting souls.
Look, I don't
Yes.
hate it. I'm just confused.
But are you enjoying Saejima more?
I am absolutely enjoying Saejima more. Yeah, he feels like a different character from 4.
He does.
Yeah.
He's so much less mopey and he's now just really philosophical.
Yeah.
This is basically the Saejima you get from now on.
Good. Yeah. Yeah, it's much better when he's not feeling sorry for himself, frankly. It's like, this is quite interesting.
He got his brother back.
Yeah.
And his sister's dead.
Oh, yeah.
Remember
Forgot
that?
about that.
Yeah.
So many women have been killed. It's
So much happened in Yakuza
awful.
4. Never mind. Actually, so much happened in Yakuza 4. And so far, I really don't think a lot has happened in Yakuza 5.
No.
In the grand scheme of things. It feels like there's a lot of bullshit to get to very simple.
There's some outstanding administration work needing to happen between a couple of the clans.
Yeah.
And
Mergers and
now
acquisitions.
we're out hunting. Yeah.
Like, it doesn't feel very dense as a game. It just feels like very windy. Like a cereal box maze.
I did warn you. I told you this is how it was going to feel.
Yeah, it's fine.
And if it's anything like the last episode, in the next 20 minutes, an entire game is going to happen, and then we restart with another character tomorrow.
Jesus Christ, I can't
Can't
breathe.
wait.
Yeah, tomorrow is going to be, I don't know, fucking dancing simulator with Haruka or some bullshit. Like, I'm just waiting for a conspiracy to happen.
God, we are gonna have...
Right, let's kill this bear.
He runs into Sakurai with some of the other hunters. Seems that Nishino went into the mountain and when another hunter, Kihachi, hadn't returned. And now both of them are missing. The other hunters are saying how it might be time to call it, but Sakurai refuses to believe that either of them would have gotten themselves killed. No one else is willing to go searching for it because of the Yama-oroshi. Saejima can't sit by, deciding to help. Of course, taking a brief detour to kill God. On the way,
What? No, you can't look away right now.
he's going to kill Todoroki, God of the Mountain.
This is what happens when you look away for half a second.
That was my sister.
The first
texted
time
me.
you've looked away all day,
Yeah,
and this
I've
is
been
what
so locked
happens.
in. Hi, Todoroki, God of the Mountain.
Yeah, he's going to kill God.
Is he a tutorial? Is he going to teach us some new moves?
No, look, he's flying.
Well, he is flying.
He can summon magic silver lads. I don't know if I have 9 out pictures.
I don't know what to say with this. Continue.
He can also cause avalanches, shoot fireballs, and turn invisible.
Is this a secret fight?
No,
This is in the main story.
it's like right next to the village.
Like, he is bleeding out in the prison. 100%. None of this is happening.
Yeah, it's gotta be.
This is just a dream.
Kills God. So he continues getting distracted, going back to the hunt.
Saejima kills God. That's the name of this episode. Sorry. Yeah.
Oh, Saejima heads back to the hut, saying that he's concerned about Okudera and the Yama-oroshi, but that's his problem to worry. But that's Okudera's problem to worry about. Saejima tries asking for a reason, but Okudera is not willing to talk. Saejima relents, knowing that he'll tell him one day, because they're so alike, you know? He can't leave yet, though. He needs to go find Nishiki. Or Nishina. Okudera's concerned, but...
Nishiki-hana's back?
No.
Oh my god.
Nishina. Okudera is concerned, but knows that Saejima won't change his mind, so it simply offers his gun and shells and wishes him safety. He heads up, finding tracks that, after much recreational hunting en route, lead him to Kihachi, but no Nishina to be found. He wants to get Kihachi back down the mountain, but he's nearly frostbitten and dangerously low on strength. What's worse, the storm just turned into a full blizzard. Not willing to abandon the man, Saejima just decides to lie down by his side in the blizzard, telling him that they'll just ride it out together.
Aww.
The storm's relentless. Saejima feels the cold sleeping into his core, is worried he's about to die, and then passes out.
I mean, he did just kill God. I think he's fine.
Yeah, this feels like punishment. Killed the god of the mountain.
Killed the god of the mountain. Yeah, totally. Yeah.
Sometime later, he awakens to the crackling of a fire and a warm blanket. He's back in Okudera's hut somehow. It seems Nishina eventually found Kihachi like he intended to, but ended up having to save fucking Saejima as well. So Nishina was fucking fine. He was just taking his time. Okudera scolds Saejima, telling him that his heart was in the right place, but let this be a lesson to not take the mountain for granted and to not kill its fucking gods. Some rest later, Saejima heads out, getting another lecture from Sakurai, who says that he may be reckless, but his immediate turn to action when somebody else was in danger feels reminiscent of... never mind. Anyhow, he turns Saejima's attention to another man, a city dweller who's come bearing the rumors of a giant bear. These many outsiders showing up, not to mention the bear being involved. The locals are incredibly on edge.
I would be on edge if I lived in this village. Every day's different.
Saejima, of course, decides to get involved, going to meet the man who's immediately a cocky fucking prick. His name is Narumi.
Oh, he looks like just the most unpleasant man.
and he immediately declares Saejima his rival in the hunt for the Yama-oroshi. Saejima's better remember his name and face. It's going to be on the cover of every hunting magazine in Japan. Yeah, so he's fully just like a city recreational hunter who's come here to kill Yama-oroshi and is now...
You're going to get demolished.
You leave the hunting to the people of the village, like Saejima.
Or the hunter who's... oh, never mind, not him either.
No.
He heads off, telling Saejima he better bring his biggest gun for the hunt. They're going to have a gun measuring contest.
Saejima pulls out his biceps.
Having learned
He
first...
has tried that.
Having learned firsthand the fury of the mountain, Saejima knows Narumi's gonna fucking die, so decides to head up after him. He follows his tracks, finding that Narumi brought fucking dynamite with him to blow up boulders in the bear. But this is at least now cleared some rubble so you can reach previously inaccessible areas of the mountain. He finds Narumi, who of course is a soulless killer, but sees nothing wrong with it, because he isn't killing people. He's only here for the thrill of the kill.
You can't kill people, Narumi. You can't kill people, Narumi.
No, that's his justification. He's like, I love killing, but you can't kill people, so I'm gonna kill the animals. Anyway, he ain't getting anywhere on the mountain, and Saejima decides that he tried his bestest. He heads back to the village, telling Okudera all of this, and they just decide to just keep an eye on him. The next morning, Saejima's out around the village when Kimio finds him. Okudera's come down with a really high fever. Sakura's with him, but she stifles her tears. She tells him that he should really go see Okudera, just in case. Yeah. She goes to him, finding Sakura by his side. He tells him that it's the wound from the Yama-oroshi that's turned for the worse. He pushes himself too hard for his age. Saejima asks whether they should call an ambulance, causing Sakurai to turn wild, shouting, "No!" before, for some reason, calming himself, saying how, in this weather, not even a helicopter could fly in, let alone an ambulance. In the olden days, drinking the bile of a bear could cure something like this, but they don't have any.
And we're not going to do that.
Saejima ain't scared of no ghosts, and like fuck can Sakurai stop him, so he's off to hunt the bears.
The year is 2012. That's not going to help.
After facing Yama-oroshi, a normal bear is a piece of cake, and Saejima takes it down without a sweat, returning with the bile, which causes Okudera's fever to magically break.
No, it doesn't. What is this magic mountain chase? Is this going to become like the retirement village where everyone goes when they want to leave the games but survive?
Were you ex-Yakuza too?
Yeah. I heard about this magic village. Guy killed God here.
They begin to talk about Okudera. Saejima, confused as to why Sakurai seems to be the only one who can put up with him. Sakurai laughs, saying how maybe he envies the old man. In a village like this, you only survive by working together with the community, by swallowing pride and stifling consciousness to fit in. But Okudera's not like that. Changing for no one. He's true to himself, and he's got the determination of an ox. Sakurai admires him for having principles. He heads off, and Saejima heads into the village, finding Nishina in a fierce shouting match with a cocky Narumi. Seems that Narumi has been scattering bear bait all over the mountain, hoping to lure in Yama-oroshi, thinking the villagers are ridiculous for their almost godlike veneration of the animal. It won't just be Yama-oroshi, though. All the bears in the mountain are going to wake up from hibernation and head straight for the fucking village. Narumi sneers, saying how he'll just kill the whole damn lot. All the bears he can shoot. Pew, 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 pew. Hunting trip of a lifetime. Nishina goes to strangle him, but is stopped as Sakura comes up, saying that there's been sightings of a huge bear. Great. Narumi heads off, saying for them to all cower in a corner and stay out of his way, while Nishina tells Sakurai to get everybody inside into safety. They need to hurry and collect the bait before this gets out of hand. Saejima wants to help, offering to collect the bait while they keep the villagers safe. Nishina accepts his help without a second thought. He heads up just in time to see Yama-oroshi pick up Narumi and eat him.
Oh my god, he's biting his head off. Oh my god.
Saejima does not stay to help, turning immediately the fuck around and leaving.
Is he dead?
Oh, he's had his head eaten off.
Oh, it could be a rubber bear. I don't know. Is he dead?
Why is Saejima running? Monty's right. He's 2-0 right now.
And he just killed God.
No.
My god. That's brutal. What a way to go. I don't know.
I also
what's
hope this gives
happening.
like scale of the bear. Like look how tiny he is next to that bear.
Yeah, that is like at least 2 Saejimas.
Right.
At least.
Let's do it. What's Bubba up to?
Bob is still sleeping.
Yeah. Thank God for the sake of
Or
your
actually, no,
voice.
I think this time Baba literally sits in a corner, just sat the entire time. He makes it back to town. No one really wants to go see if Narumi survived, but it would be a pain for everybody if he died in the mountain. Nishina seems to be warming up to Saejima, even going as far as to thank him for collecting the bait. Anyway, Saejima tells them that he's going to go rescue Narumi. No one understands why. Sakurai even going to say how he'd make great bear food. Even better bait than the shit he'd been spreading around. But Saejima won't condemn him to die. Doesn't believe evil's the way to respond to evil. And anyway, he doesn't need their approval. He's just going to do whatever the fuck he wants. Yeah. He finds Narumi in a cave, soaked through with blood and gashes, but shockingly still alive. He's got like puncture wounds in his throat, but he's not dead.
Rubber bear.
At least he seems to have finally seen the light, the very thought of Yama-oroshi sending his body into a panic. And also, I'm pretty sure both his arms are paralyzed and he can't hold a gun anymore.
Cool.
Saejima escorts him down the mountain, and while they walk, Narumi talks about Okudera, saying how he doesn't understand how he has the willpower to keep going against a monster like Yama-oroshi. Money? Bragging rights? Saejima has no fucking clue. But at least he knows it ain't those. Greedy fucking prick. They make their way back to Okudera's hut, where the villagers give Narumi first aid, but tell him that he's going to need to get to the hospital in Tsukimino ASAP. He tries to thank them, but they say that him getting the fuck out of there and never coming back is all the thanks they need. A stupid grin spreads across his face as he says that they couldn't fucking pay him money to ever come back here. He moans, saying with this injury, he'll never be able to hold a gun again. What's he going to live for now?
Saejima just plays the
Nobody gives a shit. Yeah, nobody gives a shit. He at least has a smidge of repentance, offering Saejima a gun that shoots GPS transmitters, saying that they can use it to potentially track Yama-oroshi.
Okay, yeah,
Saejima,
I guess.
here's my Metal Gear Solid gadget.
He finally leaves, and as he does, it's as if the curse is lifted. Okudera wakes up. Saejima catches him up on everything, saying they'll go find it and shoot a transmitter into it, and that when he's recovered, they'll go up together and finally end the beast. He heads up, finding Yama-oroshi, getting lightly mauled just for funsies, tagging him with a tracker, and running the fuck away. Okudera
How many times
We're gonna fight
do we have
this
to
bear?
see this
He's
bear?
fight
Is that
this bear
4
like
or
100
5?
times.
He was like 6.
We're planning a 6th? What?
Anyway, Okudera can't hold a gun because he's still injured, but despite that, it seems as best of a time as any for them to go kill a manning sadistic bear. So up the mountain, they fucking pop again.
Right.
Final time. Here we go.
Time's the charm.
Here we go. Part 4.
They follow the signal deeper into the woods than either of them has ever been. But of course, because gameplay got a gameplay, they're stopped by a broken bridge. Damn. Need more exposition before you can kill that bear.
How's the bear getting across?
I don't know, it can fly. It can teleport.
The god of the mountain needs to give him a
Is
lift.
the bear on the other side going, oh, fuck's sake.
All right, time for things to finally get somewhat more interesting. They head back, Okudera bizarrely quiet, not wanting to talk about their discovery of Yama-oroshi's den, simply saying that he'll cook dinner. Saejima heads out, updating Sakurai about their discovery as well as Okudera's strange mood. They decide to check on him, but by the time they get back to the house, he's nowhere to be found. Fucking dumbass has gone up and it fucking alone. God damn it. Saejima's gonna give chase, but Nishina shows up, telling him that not only is it almost night, that Okudera is the fastest in the village, knows the mountain better than anyone alive. They'll never catch him, at least not on foot. Saejima-san, can you drive a snowmobile? The three head to Nishina's house, where he's got an old junker of a snowmobile, found it 10 years ago, pretty close to where Okudera was once abandoned by a hunter named Sato. Yeah, he thinks it's likely Okudera's. He's kept it hidden all this time, but now may be the time. Saejima heads up the mountain once more, zooming through the snowdrifts until at last he finds Okudera gravely injured. The old man struggles to speak, shocked and horrified to see Saejima. He tries protesting when Saejima tells him that they need to get back to the village, saying how he doesn't understand. Don't you see? I'm not who you think. I'm not Okudera. The old man passes out. I know, I love this. This is meant to be a big reveal. I was like, okay.
No. I went, right. Who is he?
Because we didn't know who Okudera either was before this. we met someone and they went, that's Okudera. And we went, all right, hi Okudera. And then they've gone, actually his name's not Okudera. And we're going, all right, fine.
Yeah. He's an old man that can squirrel his way up a mountain and hates that bear. God damn it.
Actually, I'm the bear.
Saejima hoists him up in the snowmobile and gets him back to his hut where Sakurai gives him first aid. As they sit afterwards, confident that he'll pull through, even if only barely, Saejima turns on the men, telling him to tell him the truth. What's going on? Seeing as there's no more hiding it, Nishina comes out with it. It's true. That's not Okudera. His real name is Kiyoshi.
Right.
Kiyoshi Sato.
Oh, he's the old Sato.
In all likelihood, the story from 10 years ago had their roles reversed. Sato showed up 10 years ago, moving into an abandoned shack and becoming a hunter. They didn't even know his name, though, until the real Okudera reported him missing to the police. That's also where they first heard of Okudera himself. But why switch names? When this all went down, they learned one more thing from the police. That 6 months before the trouble with Yama-oroshi began, there had been an escape at Abashiri prison. The convict's name was Kiyoshi Sato.
Okay.
Sato was a murderer, sentenced to life. The timelines all match up with the day Sato rescued Okudera on the mountain. That was the truth of why everyone kept him at arm's length. So for the rest of the village would never learn his true identity. Because if they truly knew his identity, they'd have no excuse but to turn him in. And by that point, they didn't want to do that. After all, Sato saved the village. 9 years ago, when Yama-oroshi attacked, they have to admit it wasn't unprovoked. But it also wasn't caused by Okudera or Sato. It was the other hunters. He gets up, telling Saejima to come with him to his home. Saejima follows after, running into Kimio along the way, who tells him that all those stories of the other hunters avoiding the mountain when Okudera goes up, the reality is that some of the other hunters always watch him from a distance just to make sure he's all right. He heads to the shed where Nisha and Sakurai are waiting, along with a giant stuffed bear.
Oh.
Before the... Yeah, what are you owing at?
Hey, we've been joking about the bear suit this whole time, and whilst obviously it's not a man in a bear suit, it's just fun that there is a bear prop somewhere involved.
There you go.
Called it.
Good job. Proud of you.
Oh, man.
Before the Yama-oroshi attack... Before the Yama-oroshi attack, this was their booming side business. But Japan was about to put laws into effect that would shake that business, banning all hunting except that which was part of the livelihood and subsistence of traditional people. No more recreational hunting. In the months before the ban, troves of trophy hunters came to the mountain on contracts from fur dealers and taxidermists, hoping to nab big game before the law went into effect. But, as Saejima knows, the mountain is unforgiving, and one by one, the hunters kept dying. So eventually, they contracted the job out to the traditional hunters of the village, who knew the mountain best. I love it. You're having like a little nap over there, just listening.
We're just vibing with it now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're just vibing with it.
We're enjoying this. It's just
The
bizarre.
wealth that came from it changed the very lives of the village. Their greed, though, shifted the balance of nature, forcing the bears into a situation where they could only survive by stalking and killing humans. They think the man whose name was recorded by authorities as Sato was one of those hunters who came here during that time to make money. The one who went missing, probably chasing Yama-oroshi, the most prized pelt of all. You good? You good?
Sorry, I've spent so much time on something.
I don't know what's happening anymore. I hear the words you're saying. And I am following you.
There's a bear!
It does just keep coming back to the fan.
There's been two scenes where they go up and this guy gets injured and they have to bring him back to be healed again. And the same thing's happened twice.
Oh my god. Oh, nothing could prepare me for this. Nothing. When you said Yakuza 5 is a bit all over the place, I was
30
like,
hours up in the mountain.
the fucking woods. I wouldn't have made it this far if I played this game.
No.
I think I would have dropped Yakuza 5 by this point. And again, I'm not hating it. That's the worst part.
No, me neither.
I'm absorbing.
Because I'm quite nice about it.
It is. Yeah, there's something quite nice about it. There's a bear. Are we building to some humongous... It needs to be a humongous twist. It needs to be like Kuze's back from the dead or something.
I'm actually at the point now where I'll be really mad if the bear dies.
I'm going to be mad when we leave the mountain. I don't want to go back to Kiryu. Can we just stay in the mountain and live with the bear?
Okay, last page of chapter 3.
Oh my god.
But Okudera wasn't motivated by the mighty dollar. instead risking his life to protect the village from Yama-oroshi. And after it was all over, he didn't even boast about it, just continued to live quietly as a hunter. In truth, it made the rest of them remember how a hunter should live. Even now he isn't giving up, trying to free us from the terror they've lived with for the last 9 years. Suddenly a voice shouts from the center of the village. They all come running to the news that Yama-oroshi was sighted just outside the village. Saejima tells the others that he'll go, confessing that like Okudera, he also broke out of prison. And he wants to help, not out of wanting them not to report him, but because it doesn't make sense for any of them to keep suffering with something 9 years past. He tells them that if Yama-oroshi takes him out, to get word to Deputy Warden Kosaka, tell him that he's sorry that he couldn't keep his promise. They agree to help him, but with a stipulation. They agree to his help, but with the stipulation that they can't help him. Now that they know he's a convict, it puts them in shaky legal ground. Saejima understands, thanking them for their help up to this point and heading up to the mountain. He heads deep into the forest, across the broken bridge, which he doesn't fix, so I can only assume that he knows how to fly. Maybe he learned it from the mountain god. I don't know. And face to face at last with the beast, he is ready to settle this. He takes aim with his rifle, firing shot after shot after shot into Yama-oroshi, but as they almost all seem to deflect off its tough hide, let's be so real, we knew exactly where this was going. Saejima throws his gun to the side, and it's time for another 1v1 fist versus claw rematch to end all rematches with the bear.
Love it. Gutted he didn't rip his top off, but it is cold and there's lots of snow, so I understand.
Yes, shirtless would give him frostbite.
Tiger versus
bear. The beast
bear.
is ferocious, but alas, 'tis only but a video game boss, and with one final uppercut to the jaw of the beast, its skull fracturing and shattering against the might of Saejima's fist, the beast gives one final roar and falls to the ground.
Oh.
It's only as Saejima finally falls to the ground as well, the adrenaline fading from his veins as he catches his breath, that there's shouting as Sakurai and Nishina arrive in the clearing. They know they said they wouldn't help, but seems things have changed. Someone overheard Saejima's confession and called the cops. He needs to get out of here and fast. They'll deal with the body and, just say he went missing or something. Worked 9 years ago.
This is absolute scum in this village. There he is. He's trudged up there to go and punch a bear to death for you.
And you reported him to the cops.
And you've went and rung.
You've ratted him out. Yeah. Was it rubber fists or was Yama-oroshi dead?
So that's what happened, comes an old voice. The group turning around to see Okudera approaching. He tells Saejima that it was him who called the police to have himself arrested.
Oh, right.
It's time not only for him to settle his accounts, not only with Yama-oroshi, but with his own crime. It was here 9 years ago in this very clearing that the real Okudera died, with Sato's gun aimed at him. He confesses the true story. In his past life as Sato, he was a Yakuza assassin, one who escaped from prison with the sole purpose of killing the hunter Okudera, who himself had been exiled by a Yakuza family in Tohoku.
It really is all ex-Yakuza out here. That is mental.
That's so good.
The very family that had ordered his death. But things didn't go as planned, as of course the real Okudera saved him, cared for him, and even time became a true friend. But the family's order was absolute. If he didn't kill Okudera, his own life would be forfeit. So on that day, when Okudera trekked to the mountain in pursuit of Yama-oroshi, Sato followed him, hoping to make it look like Yama-oroshi had done the killing. But he hesitated in the face of his friend, and as he stood there, gun still aimed and cocked, Okudera suddenly said, "Go ahead. Shoot." Okudera had known the truth the whole time, and so accepted Sato, teaching him to hunt, rekindling his hope for life, and because of that, he couldn't do it. He couldn't shoot. He'd rather be a marked man. But alas, his compassion may have saved him one death, but as a mass of black fur descended upon the two, fate wasn't as kind. When Okudera awoke after the attack, the snow around them was red with blood, and the real Okudera was gravely wounded, gripping Sato's hand and telling him to take his name and life, live and atone. So atone he shall, serving the remainder of his life behind bars, making up for both his sins and Okudera's. Nishina walks up to him, handing him a gun. Okudera's confused, but Nishina tells him that he spent 9 years hunting Yama-oroshi. It's only right that he be the one to finally put the beast to rest. Okudera looks at the gun, but says no. If there's one thing the village taught him, it was that hunting without a purpose is naught but slaughter. If he pulls the trigger now, he's no different from the man he was 10 years ago. The group heads back down the
Just
mountain.
lying on the ground going, could someone do it? Please.
Yeah, as far as I'm aware, they don't kill Yama-oroshi. They just leave. The group heads back down the mountain. Kihachi, for some reason, telling the cops to go home, and Okudera, I guess, deciding not to go to prison, which I guess, for gameplay reasons, is, I guess, because you still need his house as a hideout, but kind of undervalues the scene. So
We just pretend that didn't happen.
we're going to pretend.
Yeah.
But, guys, I think it might be time to kind of like go find out who killed Majima. Saejima and Baba pack their things, saying their final goodbyes, and thanks to Okudera for his saving their lives. Okudera passes only one wisdom to them in parting, that killing is only justified during the hunt, or when protecting one's life. Saejima swears that he'll live by it, and the pair, at last, leave the village.
Technically, they are going to hunt Majima's killer, so I mean, there's loopholes in that phrase.
Chapter 4! Reckless Encounter.
Amazing. I don't understand what just happened.
I feel like I've slept and like I was having a very pleasant dream.
Yeah, that entire chase, the entirety of Chapter 3 of Saejima's episode feels like it was just its own video game that has just been thrown into
I really
this.
liked the themes. I really like I actually like the theme that's now been across the first and second part, which is like people who are committed to giving you a second chance or a third chance or a fourth chance. Like you can always start again, whether it's taxi shop owning man, whether it's the warden, whether it's the Sato and the other
only
hunter.
through using that second chance to atone.
And service, there's some kind of service.
Service is a great point. Yeah, service is good.
Yeah, I like that as a theme for this game. But yeah, that was bonkers.
Mad.
They just went to see a bear 8 times.
We learned nothing about the main plot. I mean, nothing.
Yeah.
Wow. We didn't even really get much character work for Baba.
Oh, Baba's just been chilling the whole time.
Like, I thought this was going to be the Baba chapter where we learn more about like Baba's whole deal and what he's like on the outside.
Do you really want more Tiny Tim, boss?
I don't, but I just thought that was what we were doing.
It's got worse again.
It's just a bear. Chase,
lass.
do we ever
All
see,
right.
do we ever see this village again?
No.
Do we never come back here? No. I thought this would be like, I don't know, like a dragon or something will pop by, but
Maybe. Chapter 4, Reckless Encounter. At long last, Saejima and Baba arrive in Sapporo to the red light district of Tsukimino. A newsreel plays on a jumbotron overhead, saying that final preparations are underway for Tsukimino's snow festival at Main Street Park before its opening night on the next day.
Oh, I have a question. Sorry. Does the game feel Christmassy? If you played it at Christmas, would you get a little like, oh yeah, Christmas feel? Like, like Miles Morales kind of makes you go like, oh,
No,
Christmas.
Not that one.
No. Oh, it's a shame.
Also, I have a question. How on earth is this the chapter that's called Reckless Encounter?
Because they never died to the bear, so were they really reckless?
Yeah.
It continues to the next story. The prison break at Abashiri Penitentiary. Police have announced that the remains of one of the 2 escaped convicts was found in the mountains. While an arrest warrant has been issued for the other, Taiga Saejima, who is now wanted, I was about to say worldwide, nationwide.
Oh, God.
Acting on a tip that Saejima may appear in Sapporo, the police are on full alert in Tsukimino. Because every Saejima section in these games needs you to sneak through alleys while the police watch the streets.
Oh, we're doing the Yakuza 4 thing
We're
again.
doing the Yakuza 4 thing again.
Oh, no.
It's not as bad as Yakuza 4, but it is lightly there.
How much of his time is spent in the sewers? Quite a bit.
Minimal.
Minimal. Good. Okay. Minimal is more than 0.
I'd love to say 0, but it actually becomes a bit of a meme in the later games that Saejima is the sewer person. Yeah. Like, literally, one of his attacks in a later game is sewer, right?
Yeah, see, I told you, he looks like he smells.
That's why you think that.
Mm-hmm. Sewer hair. Bob is beyond baffled as to who the fuck's body they found and think is, his. But, hey-ho, seems he's out of hot water at least.
Am I a ghost, sir?
Am I a ghost, sir? All right. He gives a scope around the city while Saejima lays low, confirming that, yeah, they're kind of fucked. But He does have a hideout that they can use. They just need to go down some side streets to get to it. Much police dodging later, they finally arrive at the hideout. An abandoned and rundown bar called Polaris. Seems that Tsukimi has changed a lot in the past 10 years. Bob has been behind bars. Places like this used to own the town. Sad to see how the mighty have fallen. The mighty. This here. Dingy old bar. He offers Saejima a seat, hopping behind the bar and searching around, finally pulling out a fine bottle of 1946 Macallan whiskey, pouring them both a glass.
Dude, that's
How that hasn't been rated in 10 years?
Say.
Beyond me. They cheers and down it all, finally enjoying the first moment of peace and luxury for the first time in years. They chat their situation. Bob is still confused, not only by the fake body, but also the fact they haven't even broadcast his name, let alone a picture. Is the Tojo behind this all? Saejima doesn't know and doesn't have the luxury of time to think it out. He wasted too much time hunting bears, and now he needs to finally find a lead in the Kitakata family. Bob is hesitant with the cops around, but Saejima reminds him that his entire section of Yakuza 4 was also for hiding from cops. He's an expert. Bob gives him the tip that the Kitakata family runs a casino in the back of a bar called Ambitious. Been there for years. If he tips the bartender, he should be allowed in. He tells him to be careful. The Kitakata family are old school. If they show no mercy, they'll deem him an enemy. Bunch of hardliners. They refuse to die for the old man. He gives Saejima a burner phone, and he goes that he got off of an old contact just in case. Saejima heads out, putting on his finest Santa Claus disguise.
Oh. Amazing. He's dressed as Santa Claus. He looks incredible. This should be his outfit for the rest of the game, please.
He then burns in the warm and toasty fires of scientifically created hell.
What?
Yeah.
Why?
He goes to hell.
I believe it.
He's a sinner. No, it's a weird side quest where he helps the scientist create hand warmers, and the hand warmers set the building on fire.
Saejima burns a building down.
Anyway, Saejima takes his ADHD meds and heads over to Ambitious, where he tries talking to the bartender at the casino, but he's not biting. Luckily for Saejima, a shady fucking weirdo near the door will let him know how to get in the bar if he beats him at pool. Or he could just settle this 50k tab and they'll call him a day. But Saejima ain't no fucking slouch, so he hustles the creepo.
Oh my god, that is a fully realised pool mini. Wow, I bet the physics are excellent on this.
I would spend so much time in the pool minigame.
Yeah.
This has been in every single Yakuza game.
I
This is
love
just
it.
the first time it's been like story mandatory.
Love it.
You also, in every game, there's also trick shots that you need to do. There's like trick shot gauntlets.
Do you get
challenge rounds?
do you get flashy cinematics when you pull them off?
No, as in like they'll set up like things and you need to like shoot shots
I did
at like
play this in Zero. I
Yeah.
played this in Zero. You're at the wee bar where it's like the college bar or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and you do shots at like either like jump balls or like go around balls.
I remember.
to make things.
I have played now, folks.
I
just to
vividly
keep you up to
remember-
date. I've played about 25 hours of Yakuza, and that's consisted of about 15 hours of side content in Yakuza 0.
Good.
And a
Pocket
couple of
circuit
hours
fighter
of
and pool. Yeah.
legitimately and batting cage, and yeah, that was basically it.
Utterly defeated, the guy tells Saejima that the casino had to change policy a few years ago after the police crackdown. You now need a pass to get in, although he's got no clue where to get one. Maybe Kiyotaka, the old homeless guy, would know? Saejima finds him sheltering the shopping district, but he's not very friendly. Pop quizzing Saejima on the Ministry of Health, Labor, and Welfare's count for the number of homelessness in Hokkaido in 2012.
Damn, good for him.
Saejima obviously has no clue and groans about having to do research. But luckily a nerd nearby knows that it's 71, which also, you know, maybe this is just me being very depressed, but 71 homeless people in the entirety of Hokkaido feels really good.
I thought it was 71%, and I was like, wow, this city's
No,
gone to the
as in there
dogs.
are 71 homeless people in the entirety of Hokkaido.
I mean, obviously, yeah, like anything more than 0 is bad, but...
Oh, I agree. I'm just
I agree
saying...
with you, yeah. 71 is surprisingly small for...
I don't know how big Hokkaido is, but
Oh, good
It's
point. It
the
might be
entire
100 people.
northern part of Japan.
Wow.
oh, wow.
It's the entire northern part of Japan.
God, we live in a broken
The northernmost
country.
island.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, this was 2012. I don't know what the current statistic is, but
Hey, good. Fun fact. You can just solve that issue. as we've seen across
No, put spikes
countries
on
in
benches.
Scandinavia and parts of Canada.
Yes.
You can just
Spikes on benches. Solves everything.
affordable housing.
All right, I'm going to glaze through the rest of this. Hearing the correct number, Kiyotaka hands Saejima a picture of a phone booth. Yay, a treasure hunt. Do you want to hear every single
No,
step
I
of the
do
treasure
not.
hunt?
No, I absolutely do not.
Well, Saejima finds it. It begins to ring, directing him to a lottery kiosk where he gives a passcode, sound scattering, losing tickets. Saejima does the thingy, and Yay finally gets a casino pass.
Hooray! So we're off to the casino.
We're off to the casino.
Cool.
That took so much longer than the game. Saejima heads back to Ambitious, using the pass to finally be allowed into the casino in the back. It's not too busy, just a few Kitakata guys hanging around a poker table. They're talking about about the Snow Festival, saying about how it almost didn't go ahead this year because sponsors have been dwindling in recent years. But Patriarch Kitakata had made it his mission, scaring up sponsors all over Hokkaido, not letting up until the festival was fully funded. Wow. Kitakata actually seems to be a pretty well-respected public figure in Sapporo. And he's even personal friends with the mayor. And he's even going to be a guest of honor at the festival's opening ceremony. He seems that he normally hates early mornings and stuffy formal events, but he cheerfully accepted this particular invite. Saejima finally stops dropping eaves and gets the attention of the men, but the second they hear that he wants info on Majima, they assume him a Tojo assassin and sent to kill the old men. Pain in the ass. Saejima beats him up, and now they're sworn they'll hunt him down. More people to hide from. Goody, 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 goody. Saejima, though, won't let that deter him from being the most wholesome man of all time, as he helps a little girl sell some matches to earn some money to buy her mom a Christmas present. Oh. She's out in the cold, bundled as best as she can, but still shivering. She only needs to sell 5 boxes, and then she'll have enough to get her mom some hand cream. Her hands are always cracked and sore from how hard she works. Saejima helps the little girl, and ultimately they're able to sell 5 boxes. He even goes with her on a shopping trip to find the perfect cream. She's overjoyed, saying how her mom's going to love it, thanking Saejima with a small Christmas gift as well, saying that while he was with her, it almost felt like Papa was back.
Oh,
Jesus.
Saejima heads back to the hideout, catching Papa up on their new intel. They need to meet Kitakata, but how are they going to get to him in the middle of a public broad daylight? Fuck it. We're kidnapping him.
Oh. Okay, yeah.
Saejima.
The festival's gonna be busy. I love how like everybody else is like, we're gonna be like good guys, we're gonna not make this Yakuza look good. And then Saejima's like, nah, I'm a Yakuza. So the festival's gonna be busy as hell and televised, but if they can find a time when he's surrounded by the least number of guards, they can nab him. Saejima wants to know though, why is Kitakata so popular with the public? Baba tells him that Kitakata's 3rd generation. Family's been ruling Tsukimino since before the war, both as their ruler and protector. He's practically integrated into the community at this point. Baba doesn't see a man like that killing Majima for no reason, but Saejima can see both sides. If he's truly a family man, Majima was trying to get the Kitakata to kneel to the Tojo. He may have just felt like he was protecting the family. Mm-hmm. Baba's still not sure, though. The boss he knew would have used reason before violence. He's not a psychopath, but guess we just gotta ask the man himself. They decide that they'll scout out the site the next morning, separate so as to not draw attention. Saejima heads to the festival grounds, and it's absolutely swarming with police. But he manages to sneak close enough to see the stage. It's large. There's basically zero cover or places to hide. Fully visible. But, there is very conveniently one of Saejima's favorite things. Manhole.
Right on the ice. Oh, no, it's on the street. Sorry.
Right between the audience and the stage. Perfect. Super discreet manhole.
Chase has put on screen, everyone. It's the same shot as before showing the stage, and just now some word art has been added pointing to the manhole.
And also, it doesn't say manhole, does it, Chase? It says manhole.
Yes.
Super discreet manhole.
2 words. Right next to someone's chair as well, so it's going to be tricky to get out of that manhole.
Anyway, his saucy tryst with Kitakata for tomorrow sorted out, he needs to lay low from the cops. So, of course, he joins a hardcore Counter-Strike soft snowball tournament.
Amazing. Oh my god. Wow. Is this in first person?
Yes, it is.
With
little, Skyrim arms.
Look,
little Skyrim arms ahead of you as you gather snowballs.
5 is a lot, right? But so far it has the best minigames.
Yes. This is why 5 ends up sitting in A tier for most people, is because whilst the story does go all over the place, the gameplay itself slaps. The gameplay is great.
I would lose hours in this. Yeah, I'd lose hours in this snowball game.
I love this. Hit Saejima to player 1. Hit player 1 to Saejima. Hit Saejima to player 1.
Can it be multiplayer?
I wish.
Oh.
This is, however, There's like all these various like layouts of the map, and there's like 8 rounds. It's a full
Amazing.
tournament.
That's so good.
It's just randomly here in the middle of this snow festival. It's great. Yeah. He heads home where he updates Baba on the whole of the man. It's going to be hard for them to pull this off, but Saejima needs to know the truth. Yes. He apologizes to Baba for getting him involved, but Baba's not going to hear it, saying how twice Saejima saved his life. It's him's turn to do something for him. So please, don't apologize for receiving what you're owed.
Yeah.
I'm still trying to translate.
How do you think the Americans are going to feel?
So he's like, you've saved my life twice and I'll do anything for you. You're my bro.
Yeah, basically.
Cool.
Don't apologize.
There you go. That's what I'm
Suddenly,
here for.
Baba remembers something and he needs to go out. Saejima should sleep while he's gone. Baba refuses to tell Saejima what's going on, and Saejima doesn't question it at all, and he goes to sleep. The next morning, they head out separately to the festival. Saejima almost immediately running into police on the main street, running a security checkpoint, and decides, to do his classic slinking through the back alleys. Unlucky for him, the Kitakata family kind of, knew that that's Saejima's game play, and, are waiting for him in the back alleys. They ambush him, but they actually got mad respect for Saejima, especially after he busted out of Abashiri. They do still gotta kill him, though, So, you got the time? Saejima asks, baffling the men, who confusedly look at his watch. It's, bit past 11:30. Saejima cracks his neck. Then I ain't got time to dawdle. Have to finish this quick. Saejima hasn't
Why
even...
did you waste time on that bit? If time is of the essence.
He's full of bits.
Saejima hasn't eaten breakfast yet, so gobbles these Gooners' asses, hurrying out to the alley to leaving them behind the quivering, moaning heaps in the cold ground. He rushes into the shopping district, seeing cops at all exits. He quickly looks around, seeing clothing stores, and committing robbery to steal a swaggy disguise.
I love that he keeps dressing up. This is so good. Can you, keep these outfits on outside of...
You may not know.
God.
Also, that Santa one from earlier wasn't a main story. I think that was a side quest.
Got it.
Where I think you are fighting Santa Clauses. Yes. No, there's a whole gang that's killing Santa Clauses, and so you dress up as one to lure out the gang.
Of course.
Of course.
Yeah.
Obviously.
That's a Saturday.
But you didn't want any side quests, so I didn't put it in.
That's enough for me. I don't need to know more details.
Yeah. So this will totally work because it was definitely his clothes that were giving him away and not the headshot and face that they showed on the news. The Goonie Goonie boys keep coming in droves, and Saejima's too cool for school in his new drip and gives him all the slam down before heading out to the main road where he sees Baba looking around. Oh, assuming Baba's looking for him, he crosses the road just as his chicken forefathers did before him. But oh shit, it's Asgore driving in a car right after a beer, and Saejima ain't a deer though, so he grabs the car with his bare killing hands and shoves it off down the road.
Wait, he just flips the car.
No, he just kind of grabs it and shoves it to the side.
I mean, still.
So it drives off.
Oh my god.
He meets up with Baba, who tells him that his outfit's whack and to strip. Sad, but also hot. Can you tell that I wrote this part at 3 in the morning?
Yes.
They continue together through the alleys, beating off baddies together as men.
Mm-hmm.
Saejima was a bit surprised Kitakata men would attack Baba when he's one of their own, but Baba doesn't actually recognize any of them, saying how they must have joined after he was locked up. Baba doesn't even really recognize the family anymore. Doesn't feel like he has a place to call home. Anyway, sad boys out of the way, Baba leads Saejima to the manhole. They hop down, a separate manhole. They enter the man's hole, heading through the sewers to the one below the park. Baba hesitates, not knowing how he'll speak to the boss when seeing him, but Saejima tells him to shut the fuck up and focus. They have kids to nap. Upstairs, the opening ceremony is going off without a hitch. In the front row, by perfect coincidence, sat perfectly directly in front of the manhole is Kitakata.
Right.
That chair you pointed out, that's right next to the manhole is his.
That's so good.
Of course, you would sit him off to the side, wouldn't you?
Oh, he looks like a man that should be sat at the back, to be honest. He's just a big meat of a man wearing a pinstripe suit, everyone. He looks
big old oldie.
Yeah, a classic patriarch look.
Yeah.
A police walks up to him, giving him news that Saejima's been spotted in the vicinity. They have tight security, but they can never be too careful. Kitakata looks around. The perimeter of the park is walled off by uniformed police. He looks up at the top of the building as military helicopters fly over and snipers line the rooftops.
Wow, he is paranoid.
The mayor finally sits next to Kitakata, asking if everything's okay. No, just an appointment I'm looking to keep. Looks like I can finally honor my promise. He sits forward in his chair, but I have to wonder, where's he gonna come from?
He's been smoking 100 a day for 50 years. I like it. It's a good voice.
The sound of jets erupt as the mayor and the rest of the crowd look up as the military fighters fly overhead in an air show to mark the start of the festival. How wonderful. The mayor finally returns his eyes to ground level, looking over to Kidakata, who is now nowhere to be seen.
So in broad daylight, in front of helicopters, and because
So,
we saw where that manhole cover
Flyby
was.
went over. Everyone looked up.
And as he did, woof!
He dragged him out into the.
Yeah,
the
because
sewers.
Kidakata does not look like a light man.
Well, we just saw him fight a bear. So
Good point. Yes.
Saejima leads Kidakata through the sewers in a headlock, finally releasing him when they're far enough away. Kidakata isn't surprised at all, seemingly having been waiting a long time to meet Saejima. After all, he has something to tell Saejima. The last thing that Goro Majima ever said. He tells him that he has a place that they can talk in private. Not even his boys know about it. They both have something that they want out of this meeting. Baba is hesitant, thinking that it's a trap, but Saejima doesn't care, agreeing to go with the old man. He leads them to an old abandoned office building, saying that he just bought it the other day. Economy's been hard lately. Speculators come crying to him with properties they can't sell. Anyway, down to business. Baba leaves, saying he's going to go scout the perimeter. Can't be too sure they can trust Kidakata. Kidakata laughs, saying how Baba's a smart kid. Another sworn brother of Saejima's? Saejima cocks an eyebrow. Thought you two might know each other, actually. No. Can't say we do. He moves the conversation along, saying how Saejima's not like he expected him to be. He expected some big, strong brute, but he's just like his sworn brother Majima, soft on the inside. He laughs, saying how Saejima doesn't seem too upset for somebody whose sworn brother was killed. Just means he was weak. Ain't no call for me to get involved just because the weak fell to the strong. But Saejima does still need to know why he was killed and his last words. Kidakata tells him that he's been going back and forth in his mind with it since then. How to tell Saejima what happened that day. How to tell him the truth. That the Kidakata family didn't kill Majima. They had no reason to. The stories were amplified. Majima never came demanding subservience to the Tojo, but instead, like with the Yamagata in Fukuoka, came with his head bowed, offering equal partnership to be Daigo Dojima's sworn brother.
Wow.
There's a similar offer being made in Nagoya as well. Kidakata was more than happy to accept the agreement, knowing that it was only going to strengthen them and their standing. So why would he kill Majima? After their first meeting, he thought about it, came to a decision, and arranged a second meeting to sign the pact. But that's when things went sideways. Kidakata told Majima he accepted, but Majima just sat there in complete silence until finally, in a completely serious tone, he told Kidakata that he shouldn't accept the alliance. Majima knew that something smelled off, that the oaths were nonsense cooked up by somebody behind the scenes working towards something bigger. If the Tojo signed this deal, they'd be playing right into this guy's hands, or so Majima said. Saejima asks him then, does he know who the mastermind is? Kidakata goes to answer, but bang! The window in front of them shatters as a bullet flies through, striking Kidakata directly
Just start
in the heart.
asking that question first.
Saejima's head flies towards the opposite rooftop where he sees someone running off, and realizing there isn't anything he can do to help Kidakata, chases after the shooter. He rushes out of the building, seeing the black jacket and hat of the shooter, and chasing him down to a back lot where he finally corners it, ripping off his hat to reveal Baba.
What?
Called it.
Are you looking forward to this voice? Saejima demands to know what's going on, why he'd shoot his own boss. Baba reaches up to his shoulder, ripping off his jacket. Do I have a picture? No, I don't have a picture of that. Okay. Oh, I remember why I put this in. He rips off his jacket, but not his sweater. Just for some reason. I don't know.
Dramatic flair.
Then he laughs, saying how Saejima's even more naive than he believed.
Okay, I think you might need to. I can't have it. It's too
Especially if
fast.
he's a big bad, yeah.
Saejima's even more naive than he believed.
Okay.
Obviously, I'm a snaky little snake. Baba isn't a Kidakata boy. He never has been. But Saejima needed to believe that he was to achieve his goals. His prison transfer. His being put in Saejima's cell all part of the 12D chess.
What a little dick.
Frustratingly, though, Saejima played his role to a T, so much that it even threw Baba off. But to be honest, he never wanted Saejima to find out about this. If he knew it was going to come to this, he would have let himself die up on that mountain. At least then, he wouldn't have to feel this pain. He explains that he put himself behind bars on an order to look out for Saejima. The 10 years for murder was all a lie to catch Saejima's emotions. He was there for one purpose, to control the length of Saejima's sentence, figure out the exact timing, then help him find his way to freedom, then finally bring him to Tsukimino. Thinking back, Saejima had been a model prisoner. He should have gotten parole ages ago, if not for Kugihara, a tool created explicitly to extend Saejima's prison stay until the right time, and also one of Baba's lackeys.
He worked for Baba. Baba's a boss.
Baba's a boss.
Does he have his own family?
Saejima's confused, but what about the framed stabbing? Nah, turns out that Baba actually didn't stab him. He just wanted to, he needed to do it to make Saejima lash out at Kugihara. He fully did just do the stabbing. They broke out immediately after, Saejima's whole fight with Kugihara, so it was all a bit for naught, but fuck it. They had one last job, though. To make Saejima want to break out. And for that, the death of Goro Majima. Both their sign that it was time and their motivation for Saejima. It was his faction that pulled the trigger. Saejima's reeling. Majima had to die just to bait him? What does it all mean? Baba continues, saying how the warden's death, the Ministry of Justice denying his parole, everything, just a piece of the puzzle to give Saejima the willpower to escape. But why do they need him back out so badly? Well, you're part of my boss's plan. The most vital part. Of course, he can't tell him who that boss is, or they'd both have to die. So unfortunately, he pulls a gun. Killing you was never part of the plan, but here we are. I have no choice. You did this.
So sorry, everyone.
That's a shame because Bob is quite a badass. So it really has spoiled him. This is a great reveal. Oh, people are going to be so mad about this in the comments. Bob is my favorite character. You've ruined it.
He cocks the gun, a hard look on his face, but his hands shaking slightly. What are you waiting for? Do it. Saejima looks down the barrel calmly. Just pull the trigger already. Quit hesitating. Baba-chan, I'm right here. Baba's shakes intensify, his hand dropping slightly as tears begin to well in the corner of his eyes. Just tell me something. I don't understand. Why'd you come back for me?
I can't.
When I was lost in that blizzard, you should have abandoned me. Should have gone to Tsukimino alone, but you didn't. You put your life at risk just to save me. What?
Your commitment is wonderful.
I couldn't leave my brother behind. That's all. Baba's whole composure shakes, hearing Saejima call him brother. He doesn't understand they didn't swear an oath. He only called Saejima Aniki because he looked up to him. Saejima doesn't need any dusty old ritual, though. The bond they share? That's real. They've been bros since even before they broke out. Doesn't care what his boss is after. They're bros whether he likes it or not. Stop calling me that! Baba quakes with emotion, his hand slowly moving as if on its own, pointing the gun towards his own head.
Oh, God!
Jesus Christ.
Saejima's eyes go wide, punching Baba in the face, sending the gun and Baba flying to the ground. Get up, Baba-chan. As your Aniki, there's a lesson I gotta teach you. No matter how hard life gets, you gotta keep living it. keep struggling on for your dream.
No dream.
Saejima swore before he'd shift off to Abashiri that people who didn't have no choice but to go Yakuza, he'd make sure that they didn't have to walk the same lonely road he did. That's what him and Majima were fighting for. So he's got to teach Baba that dying ain't some miracle to fix all his problems. And only one way to do that. To beat the fear of death straight into his soul. Baba gets a small smile as he chuckles, putting his fists up, saying how he'd expect nothing less. And thus the author writ the letters of death upon Baba's very soul, and left him some nasty-ass bruises as a little present on top of that.
Is this a boss fight?
Yes, it is.
Like a title card boss
Yes.
fight?
Yes, it is.
Cool. Okay.
Saejima, yeah, it's all right.
Yeah,
it's fine. I don't really think most of the bosses in this game are particularly like massive, great,
Yeah, fair enough.
spectacle fight. They're fine, most of them. Saejima extends a hand, helping Baba to his feet. Well, how'd your first bite of death taste? Baba laughs, a wide, relieved grin on his face. Not the greatest.
I think that was not the greatest, folks.
Not the greatest.
I'm so gutted that he isn't dead.
They sit on the ground sharing a smoke. Baba wondering whether Saejima's going to ask, but nah. Knowing anything isn't going to bring Majima back. Besides, he got this feeling when he met Kitakata. His bro's still alive. Or, who knows, maybe he's just clinging on to hope. Baba gets up, bowing low to Saejima, saying that he's in no position to ask it, but please, let him go for now. If he lets the truth slip here, he's as good as dead, and he's not ready to die. Not until he achieves his dream. And when he reaches the end of that path, he promises that he'll see him again. Then maybe they can swear an oath for real. Saejima smiles, telling him that when he's ready, Baba bows again and runs off. Saejima walks over to pick up Baba's gun. Not so fast, Tiger Saejima, comes a voice from the alley. You're under arrest for aggravated escape and unlawful possession of a firearm, comes the voice of Detective Serizawa. About time, too. Been wanting to talk to you for a while. They cuff him, loading him into the back of a transport van with Serizawa, who's surprised to see how willingly Saejima came along. He's been following his every move, knowing everything he's done. And by the way, they also just brought Kitakata over to a police hospital. Yay, he's alive and in recovery, and he's gonna make it.
What?
Yeah.
Rubber bullets.
His heart was exploded. We saw it.
Rubber
It
bullets.
was no, it was actually, he's been watching him the whole time, and the second they heard the shot, they ran in
Rubber bullets.
to get him. But don't worry, obviously, because they were watching, they know that it wasn't Saejima who did it. Anyhow, on to some more interesting things. You want to know the truth about Majima's death?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, Saejima sits silently as Serizawa continues. As he knows, it wasn't the Kitakata who killed Majima. It was the Tojo clan. He reveals Daigo's disappearance and the fact that at the same instant, Majima died in Tsukimino and Azumi in Nagoya. Don't question who Azumi is. You literally only ever see him in Yakuza Dead Souls. He is just unnamed. He's the one who died in Nagoya. He's just a rando.
Okay.
Don't worry about it.
One of Majima's men?
No, just another Tojo lieutenant.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
Like one of the other ones who would sit in the round table.
So Majima and a few have died then? So, sorry, did I miss that? Majima and a few others are dead.
So Majima, and then remember how we heard about that accident where a Tojo and a Omi officer died in Nagoya together?
Yes.
Yeah, so the Omi one was that one who was one of the ones in line for the throne, and then the Tojo one was this Azumi guy. Okay, so you literally only see him in Yakuza's Dead Souls. He does not matter. Cool. Tokyo PD is scrambling. Haven't had a wink of sleep since it all went down. As for him, he's hot on the trail of a guy named Morinaga, Daigo's personal bodyguard, who killed the Tojo chief of HQ Aoyama down in Fukuoka. There's a traitor in the Tojo. All this is just cracks showing that the Tojo mountain that's been dominating Tokyo's skyline for years might finally be starting to crumble.
I think it's about time, honestly. I love Daigo, but can we go and set something else up, Daigo? This is just...
I still believe fully this is a 12D chess thing that Daigo is well in on, and obviously Majima not dead. I believe that Majima's in on it, and the two of them are chuckling it up in a warehouse somewhere right now.
Yeah, that'd be good.
It's likely that Baba was working direct for this traitor, and in all likelihood, Serizawa believes the traitor is Morinaga. There's a storm brewing in the Tojo, and Saejima's right in the center of it. Serizawa leans forward. You want to help the Tojo, don't you? Sure you do, big guy. Can't do much if you're not in Tokyo, though. Saejima frowns. Yeah, not much I can do now. Oh, forgot to mention, this bus is on its way to the airport. This case is massive. A nationwide Yakuza conspiracy of the absolute highest order. And Osaka PD is going to crack it wide open. To do that, we need to go after the key players. Morinaga and Baba. And we want you to help. He tells Saejima to go to Tokyo, figure out what's going on in the Tojo. The Tojo's on its last legs, and you were next in line to be captain. Shit'll go down if you show. So what? You want me to be your police rat? If the answer's no, we'll gladly drive you back to your jail cell. So, you in?
Right. Okay. What's this guy's deal? What's his name? Serizawa. Serizawa. Why is he Nick Furying Yakuza people and sending them off to presumably the final chapter of the game?
Yeah.
Like, there's something suspicious about that.
This game's Daigo just to like get him on the final chapter.
Yeah.
God.
Yeah. What's the vibe I'm supposed to be getting from him as a cop? Is he a bit of a job's worth? Just a bit of like,
What does that mean?
Like, I just do my 9 to 5. I'm not really invested.
He's way above and beyond.
Yeah.
He was like grinning to himself when he made Kiryu think that when he told Kiryu that Majima was dead, he was like grinning as he was walking away. I think he's like you say, he's Nick Furying it. Can I talk to you about the Tojo initiative?
Cool. Yeah.
I actually love that in a really weird way.
Yeah, sorry, Chase. Like, as in sorry to you and sorry to the fans. First off, look, none of this undercuts the fact that Saejima was terribly written in Yakuza 4.
I agree. I think most people agree with you. Do you understand now why everybody does like Saejima?
I do understand why people like Saejima.
Yeah,
Yeah, I really
Saejima's
enjoyed
great.
this. Really enjoyed it.
He killed a bear.
In fact, despite the bear, or maybe even because of the bear, I think this was a better part than Kiryu's.
I agree.
Yeah. Kiryu's was actually think that it might be better to kick off with Saejima, but that's by the by.
Weird. I mean, a weird time.
A weird
old
part.
time.
2 chapters in a prison, 1 in the mountains hunting a bear, and our final chapter is us in an actual town. Yeah. So they had to make 3 towns for Saejima. Yeah. The prison, the mountain, and wherever we are here. That's crazy.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it.
I enjoyed it a lot. I enjoyed it more than part 1, actually, yeah.
If you want to hear more of this, chuck us a like and subscribe. Please. That'd be nice. Please, sir.
Please, sir.
Also, just in case you didn't know that, we are on Spotify.
We're on Spotify. All the videos are on Spotify. We've got a Patreon where you can give us a pound, just £1 every month, I think, or maybe 2.
Thanks, Baba.
There's a Discord where lots of people talk about it. And that's about it, really. But please.
Please like the video.
Are we going to have to put subtitles on every part where I speak in Baba?
No, I refuse. Okay,
bye.
It's already going to be long enough.
We don't care that much.
Bye. Bye.